Good afternoon and welcome to Studio 125 for this year's first edition of Bobcat Game Day. My name is Zach Stokinger and I will be your host for this afternoon. I'm joined alongside Brady Mullen and Carrotta on my left and Brittney Bronleben to my right. Guys, how are we feeling today?
I'll start off. I'm feeling fantastic. It's Bobcat Game Day. Can you be more happy than that?
I agree, Brady. I'm excited. It should be a good game today.
Brady's really emanating a lot of energy off here, so I think it's hyping me up. I'm feeling real good.
Well, I think all of us are super energized. But before we get into the discussion about the men's soccer MAAC matchup versus St. Peter's, let's first look back to the Bobcats' in-state battle versus the New Haven Chargers on Tuesday afternoon. Quinnipiac taking on New Haven in its last non-conference game of the season. The Bobcats are getting back their captain, Alex Miller, after a red card suspension. First half action now. Steve Rosales is going to get the ball in the box, but he fires it over the net.
Minutes later, New Haven has a corner kick. It's deflected in front, and Nicholas Cardona makes the stop. We're still scoreless in this game.
That was a great save, but now it's Lucian Lauro who gives a net front pass, and it hits the post. Great chance for the Chargers, still 0-0.
Later on, New Haven's Guillermo Maria fakes the shot, draws the defender, dribbles left, but his shot's going to go wide and left.
Quinnipiac in desperate need for momentum change, and it's going to get it from Alex Miller. Miller, the captain, makes it 1-0.
Great shot by Miller there. In game where Quinnipiac needs a clean sheet, Nicholas Cardona makes a jumping save over the New Haven attacker. Score remains 1-0.
That's not all, folks. In the dying seconds of the first half, Quinnipiac sends the ball right in front for Benjamin Telle. Bobcats up 2-0 at the half.
Let's jump now in for second half action. New Haven with a great chance, but David Rosen skies it over the net.
Quinnipiac's first chance of the second half, and sophomore Andrew Montessarin rips the shot past the defender. 3-0 Bobcats.
Now we're going to get one more chance for Quinnipiac here as Telle sends one across for Steve Rosales, but he misses just wide. That would be it for Quinnipiac. That is a 3-0 win and a much-needed win for the Bobcats. Also a huge clean sheet for Cardona.
Last week, while Quinnipiac was taking on the Marist Red Foxes, the St. Peter's Peacocks hosted the Sacred Heart Pioneers in Jersey City. Sacred Heart would take a 2-1 victory for their first MAAC win on the year, securing 3 points to start MAAC play. Tim Streel picked up a MAAC-leading 7th goal on the season in the loss. The Peacocks played a physical game, picking up 2 yellow cards. Moritz Conrad got the start in net and made 3 saves in the loss. While the Bobcats and the Peacocks took a loss on opening MAAC weekend, let's see what happened in the first weekend of MAAC play. Niagara wrapped up their non-conference slate with a 2-0 victory over the Lemoyne Dolphins. The Canisius Golden Griffins took down the Ryder Bronx 1-0. Then Siena Saints held out to beat the Manhattan Jaspers 3-2 in Loudonville. Fairfield failed to tame Vermont as the Catamounts rolled to a 4-2 victory. Down in Emmitsburg, Mount St. Mary's sent Merrimack back to Massachusetts with a 4-3 loss to wrap up the first weekend of MAAC play. Coming off the 3-0 victory, men's soccer beat reporter Beckett Calkins sat down with junior midfielder Francisco Ferreira.
First off, thank you, Francisco, for joining me on a quick sit-down before the men's soccer team faces St. Peter's this Saturday. You guys are coming off a win yesterday against New Haven. What does that win do for your momentum going forward?
I mean, knowing that we've been struggling recently, so pick up the second win in this season, it's really important because it's our first win against the D1 and really gives us a boost confidence for the next MAAC game. Now we know we're out of off-conference games, so we got to actually lock in for this MAAC upcoming games.
You dropped your first MAAC game of the season up against Marist. What do you guys need to do to bounce back against St. Peter's?
It's really about momentum. We just got to build up. I think the win is really important for it, and we just got to build off that and keep it up with that.
It's now your third season here. What's it been like to see yourself kind of become more of a leader on this team?
It's really, the English is one of the important parts. As soon as I got more confident with it, I got more confident talking with the team, talking to the players. The players itself made me really, really comfortable in the locker room. We have great teammates, and it's basically it. I just build off my confidence, and it's the third year. I feel like I'm the upper class. I need to show some example and some values to the team.
Shifting more towards you, Alex Miller told me you have a 4.0 GPA.
I don't know.
Like in the classroom?
I don't know if that's true. I think I went down to a 3.8, but I was a 4.0 last semester. And I mean, it's part of our job to do academic things as well. And I've been a guy that always put academic before soccer, so it's just doing my job, you know.
What's your relationship like with Miller?
Miller, probably my best buddy. That's my guy for sure. He got me every time I'm down, I'm up. He's the guy. He's the guy I go for 100%. Him and JP.
If you could give your freshman self one piece of advice that you know now, what would it be?
Rest well. There's a lot of games in between weeks. We have 2 games in a week, and I was not ready for that. I was definitely in the standpoint that I was 1 game at week, and now for shifting from 1 to 2, it was definitely the hardest part because you got to get your body ready for every game. And also the academic part. You always got to keep up. Having 2 games, you got to always keep up with the homework, always keep up with the tasks, and not miss class. So that's definitely the best I would go. I would give, like, rest well and always stay locked in the classes.
Coming over from Portugal, what was that experience like right away?
It's different. Europe is definitely different than America. I would say the only thing that I actually miss the most and I feel different from being from Portugal and here is definitely the food. That's the only thing that I feel like it changed it a lot for me. But other than that, it's just great to have an opportunity to come to America and just experience the college life 100%.
What's the food that you miss most from home?
I wouldn't, carne porcalenchana. So it's pork with clams and potatoes. It's just different.
What's your favorite food here?
Here, I don't know, to be honest. Chicken parm, I don't know. Probably chicken parm.
I will get into more of those quick hitters in just a second, but what would winning the MAAC championship this year mean to you?
Oh, it would mean everything, to be honest. It would mean everything. I've been here for 3 years. The past 2 years, we all know we struggled. We made the playoffs last year. Our goal was definitely to win the MAAC. That's been the standard. And it would mean everything for me. 4 years here, I want to go back home at least with a ring. That's for sure.
All right, I'm going to jump into a few more of those quick-hitting questions. You can give me as quick of an answer as you want. It can be one word, or you can elaborate if you feel like you want to go a little longer.
Sounds good.
What's your favorite movie or actor?
DiCaprio and probably The Wolf of Wall Street.
Okay. Do you have a favorite pair of cleats?
Yeah. Adidas Predators.
Okay. Do you have a dream car?
Yeah. A BMW E36.
Top music artist or favorite songs in your playlist?
Right now, Don Toliver. Tiramisu, probably.
If you could train with one professional soccer player, any level, who would it be?
Cristiano Ronaldo. Because it's just my idol. He puts us in the map, so I got to respect that.
Looking around that locker room, which teammate do you think is most likely to become a successful soccer coach?
Coach Alex Miller. And I don't not only say that because he's my buddy, but I really think his mentality is insane.
What do you do on bus rides to pass the time?
I usually listen to music or I watch some stupid SpongeBob the episodes. Yeah, that's what I usually do. Or sometimes we just with the boys playing poker or something like that.
What stands out to you about SpongeBob? Why do you gravitate toward that?
It's just been my favorite TV show when I was a kid, and we all love it. We all in the locker room, we all love it.
Kiko, Francisco Ferreira, looking to win the MAAC this season. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Thanks so much, Beckett. Throughout this season, the men's soccer team has used 3 separate goalkeepers this season. Junior Emilio Balderrama has played a majority of the games this season, averaging at 3.29 goals against, while graduate student Matthew Pisani has played 3 games so far this season, playing in the MAAC opener against Marist. And senior Nicholas Cardona picked up the win last time out, and he's tallied 4 saves in that game and picked up the team's first clean sheet on the year. Guys, what's next for this goalkeeper position? Brittney, why don't you start us off?
I think we can all agree that picking the keeper has been really a struggle for this team this entire season, but I'm going to have to go with Matthew Pisani. I think he's the one I trust right now. He's tied with Cardona for most wins in a game. They both have 1, so might as well ride the hot hand. Pisani has played only 3 games, but he's only allowed 7 goals and has made 8 saves. Yes, Emilio Balderrama has played the most games with 5. He's allowed 14 goals and has 13 saves, but I just think Pisani's overall playing a better game. I think he's a better chance today, and we'll have the better hand. Brady, what do you think?
I'm glad you think all that. I think you're wrong. I think it's Nicholas Cardona. He looked great versus New Haven, and as Stokes, don't even dare, as Stokes just said in his little intro here to go to you, first clean sheet for the Bobcats. If you're talking about a hot hand and you're saying going with the hot hand, it's Cardona. He has 4 saves versus New Haven, and that clean sheet, you can't argue with a clean sheet.
Rose, I'll let you go first before I go after.
No, I'd like
you
to
want me
hear
to go?
your
All right.
rebuttal, please.
So I agree that I think Cardona should be in net, but again, he's coming after an injury off of last season. Yes, but this is his first game back
Injury,
against.
smidgery. Don't care.
It was his first game back against University of New Haven. They just became a D1 program from D2. I think it was just kind of easing him back into the season.
No.
Why are you going to play him right after coming injury into this? Again, that's kind of important for the Bobcats because this is going to be an even matchup.
Because he looks fantastic.
Okay. Well, you guys are talking about that in the context of today's game, and I just want to take a look at the question really quick. The question that we were given was, what's the next step for the men's soccer team goaltending situation?
Cardona.
So if we want to talk about riding the hot hand, I'm looking at it when it comes to the rest of the season, not just today. And honestly, I don't think that there is a solid starter goaltender. I think that the team should be going with whoever is good at the time. So currently, I would agree with you that Cardona, in my eyes, should start today. But regardless, I think as games progress, if he has a bad game, there is no harm in switching him out for someone like Pisani, seeing if he can, get that average positive. I know that this isn't the most stable option. I'm well aware of that. But when it comes to the goaltending situation, it's also not stable. So how can you definitively pick a one goaltender currently?
Because we're talking about steps here, and you're looking at the whole staircase, not just looking at
But
the first step.
I know, but the thing is, you have
And
to.
your staircase seems shaky. I'm not going up
You're
those
doing the whole
stairs.
season. Me and Brady kind of went for today's game, but I just think that I understand that you said Cardona, but I think Pisani should play.
Well, I think you're wrong, but thank you.
All right. Well, you guys made some good points. I myself think that Nicholas Cardona should get another chance.
Thanks, Stokes.
First clean sheet of the season. You can't argue with stats, but stick around because coming up, men's soccer beat reporter Seb Lopes sat down with St. Peter's head coach Julian Ricks, and we'll take a deep dive into this Peacock squad. Stick around.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Here at Sports Pause, we like to have balance between having fun and working hard. Sometimes that competition we cover gets into our producing.
Tune in every Monday night at 9:30 at q30tv.com/watch for all the news, highlights, and more. This is Sports Pause.
Have you ever helped a fellow veteran?
Of course.
Yes. Have you ever asked for help yourself?
It's always tough, right? I always feel like I can solve my own problems, but eventually, you just can't deal with it on your own. And you start to question, maybe people would be better off without me. When you realize that you're not alone, once you take that first step, there's so much support.
Welcome back to Bobcat Game Day. St. Peter's and Quinnipiac haven't met each other on the pitch since October 2023. Here's men's soccer beat reporter Seb Lopes with what to expect in today's matchup.
On Tuesday, I had the fortunate opportunity to speak with the head coach of St. Peter's Peacocks men's soccer, Julian Richards.
Each opponent is slightly different about how we're going to handle our game plan. Probably the one big thing is I've got a lot of respect for Coach DaCosta and what he's achieved at the program. It's a storied, successful program. They've been in the MAAC final 5 times, so there's a lot of respect from our end about what they can. So we're certainly not looking at their current record or anything like that. So at the end of the day, we're just trying to concentrate on our strengths and maybe pinpoint 1 or 2 things that we think we can exploit and see what happens in the 90 minutes.
When scouting the Peacocks, it was merely impossible not to spotlight senior forward Tim Streel, who already has 7 goals to his name.
Tim's he's 6'2". He's quick. He can hold the ball up. He can go in behind, and he's a handful for defenders, both at set defensive and attacking set pieces as well. So he's got a lot of things going positively to his game.
The backbone of St. Peter's soccer is structured not only by Tim, but 9 other senior or graduate students.
It's not just what they're doing; it's what they have been doing within the program the last couple of years as well. So even though the results not have been there, the work has been put in behind the scenes. And so we always feel like your talent gets you into the locker room, but your behaviours keep you there. And as I mentioned, we consider them to be cultural architects about showing players how we want to do things.
Through 7 tests with only 2 wins on the early season, the attitude remains positive with full belief.
You know, I think we're going to be very competitive. We're going to be a match for any team in any game this year. But I would say probably we're never going to be out of games. There's no doubt about that. There's good team spirit, and we're all, regardless of whether we're down in situations, then we're never going to feel we're out of games until the final whistle goes.
Last time the 2 squads faced off, it was a 2-2 draw on New Jersey turf. We'll have to see what the outcome is of this match 2 years later. For Q30 Sports, I'm Seb Lopes.
Thanks, Seb. The St. Peter's Peacocks are 2-4-1 through the first 7 games this season and dropped their MAAC opener. Their top scorer for St. Peter's is Tim Streel, who has 7 goals for 14 points on the year, while their second best point scorer sits at 3. Guys, who do you think needs to step up to help Streel today?
I think there's 2 options here, and I'm going with either Chris Dunn, the grad student, or Daryl Etienne. Now, look, Dunn is a grad student, and he's a midfielder with the 3rd most minutes on the team, 0 points. As a midfielder, that can't happen. Not even a shot on goal. What are you doing on the field there, Dunn? And then if we look at Etienne, a sophomore transfer from FDU, who also has 475 minutes and 0 points, guys. Now, look, as midfielders, you have to either assist, take the shot. Like, you're a key point of the offense. How do you have 0 points? So I think it's got to be one of those because they're a huge piece of the puzzle, but they just got to put the piece in. Guys, please.
Me? Okay. So when I was looking at this sheet, I was looking at who was really building their points last season, and the main person that stood out to me was Lex Vaughn. He was at the top of their stat sheet last year. He had 3 assists, 9 shots in the 2024 season, 3 assists, 19 shots in the 2023 season. So listen, even though he wasn't really getting goals, the point production of assists can be very, very important. And if you have a top scorer like Streel, you need people who can get him those goals. And honestly, Lex Vaughn was just the main producer that I saw in that regard.
Overall, I think the entire team has to help out Streel. We were kind of talking about this earlier. I talked with Seb after that. There's only 10 older veterans on the team who are grad students and seniors. The rest are all freshmen and sophomores. You can't really have a team that's all freshmen and sophomores, kind of stepping up, building up. But I had to pick freshman Leo Koval because he's the 2nd most points on the team. He has 3 points, 1 goal, 2 assists. I think that he has to step up, be the freshman, makes an instant impact and, help Streel get more goals.
I like that one.
Well, guys, it is time to move on. Me personally, I think Adam Holt will step up for the Peacocks. St. Peter's, for the past 3 seasons, has finished around 11th place mark in the MAAC. In the preseason poll, they were ranked 12th out of 13 teams. Where will they end up this year? Rose?
Me first. Okay. This might be a little controversial. I put them at the middle of the pack, almost to outside clinch spot. Now, I know that this might be a little bit crazy, taking a look at their past seasons, but they currently sit at 10th. They finished 2nd in 2021. They've had good seasons where they've made some significant progress, and there are some teams this year that have lost really important parts of their offense for production. Iona has had an insane roster turnover. We're going to talk more about them later. But some of these teams, Iona, who won the conference last year, who won the tournament, Manhattan as well, 8 new first years and lost some of their most talented players. Some of these teams that would have ranked above St. Peter's last year, I just don't see having the momentum this year.
Rose, I'm going to have to kind of agree with you here. I said that they'll finish 9th. They were picked to finish 12th preseason. I think they can jump a couple spots. I think some of the teams are kind of ranked high. Like Quinnipiac was tied for 4th in the preseason poll. I think that's kind of high for them, especially that there's no goalkeeper you can really trust on the team right now. So that's kind of high to be 4th. I think they can pick up a couple wins, throw off teams. I think they are definitely better than Merrimack, Canisius, St. Peter's. I think they can get those wins and kind of throw them back in a little bit of loop. Brady, what do you think?
First of all, Quinnipiac does have a goalie, Nicholas Cardona. But for St. Peter's, guys, you're all wrong. It is low. It's going to be like 11th. They had 2 wins last year. And look, miracles don't happen overnight or a season after. It takes time to have such a drastic improvement. I don't think they're jumping from like 11th to 9th or anything like that. I think they're going to stay right where the preseason poll put them at 12th, 11th. something like that, but it's not going to be a great season. No more than 3 or 4 wins, I think, for the Peacocks.
Brady, I have to agree with your sentiment there. I don't think they're getting anywhere near a playoff spot. I know we want to talk more about the Peacocks, but we do have to take our second break of the day. But stay tuned as men's soccer beat reporter Zach Naffah walks the touchline with Taiga Matoba in an exclusive interview, and we'll get details on the game from QBSN broadcasters Zach Naffah and Luke Goldberg about today's game.
Have you ever helped a fellow veteran?
Yes. I do my best reaching out to my brothers and sisters in arms.
Have you ever asked for help yourself?
Most of us, we're not gonna admit that we need to help.
You don't have someone to kind of help you guide those thoughts. It can be really bad.
It's just a beautiful space when someone can trust you and say, listen, I need help.
Do you enjoy debating Quinnipiac sports?
That's all flash, no catch. She didn't net it in the back of the net. That's not even a goal.
What are you doing pulling out Ryan?
Brady, that's like a crossover with a missed layup.
Bobcat Breakdown is the place for you, with debate, analysis, and so much more.
Mate Marinov. He is good, but oh man, is he bad. And
That team is amazing. How do you not put Fairfield Women's College?
Tune in to Bobcat Breakdown every Tuesday night at 9:30 p.m. on Q30TV.com/watch.
Love the hustle, Cliff. Who are you?
Your lungs.
We're quite proud of you.
Even though you quit smoking years ago, you may be at risk for lung cancer.
Okay. Well, with the routine screening, you can detect it early when it's more curable.
Sounds good, guys. Can I get a little space here?
Biologically, no.
Okay.
Listen to your lungs. Get a routine screening that could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Welcome back to Bobcat Game Day. On Wednesday, men's soccer beat reporter Zach Naffah had the opportunity to walk the touchline in an exclusive interview with Taiga Matoba, who transferred into Hamden this year, and the Aussie has made his impact felt on the pitch.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Taiga Matoba, new men's soccer fullback. Taiga, how are you doing tonight or today?
I'm doing good, thank you very much. What about you?
I'm pretty good. Thanks for joining us. Now, I'll start you off pretty easy. Coming from Australia, what's the soccer atmosphere like in Australia, and how did you get involved and learn to love soccer?
I'll start off from the beginning, like how I started football, soccer, is because of my dad. Mm-hmm. We used to always go to the park, do whatever, like I'll be in goal sometimes, be in outfield, and then I eventually, progressed to start playing in Australia, and it really didn't, like, Australia is more AFL, more different type of sports, cricket, so soccer's really, the culture there isn't that great, if I'm going to be honest, but that's the reason why I came here, and that's the reason why I'm at Quinnipiac University right now, so I think everything happens for a reason, and I'm here now.
So what was that transition to America like?
Started off in academy in Australia. That went pretty well, but also didn't really progress into anything that I thought was going to be great for me, so went with my gut, contacted someone in America and got an opportunity in junior college. So did 2 years there, and I'm here as a junior now.
And how's your experience been at Quinnipiac, only being here for a couple of months?
It's been amazing. It's been a very new environment. It's amazing people like you and everyone else here. The coach is amazing, teachers are amazing. I think I can really improve, not as an athlete, but not only as an athlete, but as a person as well. So
if you had to pick one of your favorite football memories, what would it be?
One of my favorite in Australia. It was my first team, first game in the first team. Played in front of like thousands of people, and then I scored the winning goal. And then after, everyone's like lining up. After the game, they're like, "Oh, like trying to get your attention." But my mum's at the very back, just like there, smiling and like tearing up. So I think that was a really, really wholesome moment for me, and it stays with me.
I'm seeing the watch.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about it.
This watch signifies the start of my journey. I went to Japan, and then my mum was there with me, and then she bought me this before I left to go to America for the first time 2 years ago, and ever since then I've been wearing it, because I miss her. She's at home, got to represent her in a good way, so always here to keep reminding me.
Now, does your mom cook?
Oh, my mom loves cooking, yeah.
What's your favorite home-cooked meal from your mom that you miss the most?
It's like a Japanese thing, but it's called kare. It's like Japanese curry, and it's like it's amazing, man. Like if you have that stuff.
I can't say I have, but I'll have to try it one time.
You have to try kare, man. It's so good. Like it's just Japanese curry, and you love it, man. So.
Now a little more back to this season, coming off a 3-0 win over the University of New Haven. What does that do for you guys as a team?
I think it boosts our confidence. I think we already knew we had the capabilities of doing that. Coming in, you know, on paper we look amazing, and then you see the results, and results speak loud, if that makes sense. But having that 3-0 result really brings the team spirit up. I think mentally, technically we're fine. I think mentally it brings us up like a lot. We're ready to win this thing, and I would die for anyone on that team, and I'm pretty sure anyone would do that for me over there as well. So, yeah, it's a very good team, very good culture. Change room's a vibe, always a vibe. So, yeah.
And what do you think is your biggest personal goal as a player for this season?
To win the MAAC. You know, I could say personal achievements and stuff, but no, I want to win the MAAC. I want to win it with those boys over there. So that's gonna, hopefully that'll happen.
Anything else you want anybody to know about you while we got the time?
Oh, come and say hi if you see me. I might look intimidating, but I'm not really that intimidating, you know. So you can always say hi, and yeah, show me what Quinnipiac's all about.
Tiger Matoba, make sure you stop by and say hi. Thank you again for joining us. It's been a pleasure. Thank you. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Zach. Everybody, it's time for some over-under predictions for the Bobcats. I'll give a stat line for a team or a specific player, and our analysts will tell us if the line will be over or under. First up, the men's soccer team finished last year with a 7-9-1 overall record. With the team starting 2-5-1 this season, will the Bobcats have more or less than 6.5 wins? Guys, I'll start it off. I'm going to hammer the under. I don't think that they will reach 6 wins this year.
And I, once again, just like I thought Brittney was wrong, I think you are wrong, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hammer the over, as the Bobcats are definitely getting over 6.5. They're looking better than they did last year, and they had 7 last year, and things are starting to click as we saw versus New Haven.
Brady, did you remember what we just talked about?
Yeah.
The goalkeeper's situation is in
Cardona.
flux. I don't understand
Over.
I love your blind optimism, but I think you're wrong.
Rose, I think you have to agree with me here. We're going under.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to win. I'll give them, maybe they'll win 6 games, but they're going to tie a lot of games. I don't think they're going to get to 7. This team is known for tying. They're going to tie a lot of games. They don't have a goalie they can trust. You can keep saying Cardona, but he just only played 1 game in over 2 years. It's been 1 game.
He played 2, by the way.
All right, sorry.
He started 1.
Like I said earlier, there is not solid goaltending, and even though I think it's still a good option to ride whoever is, you know, at the top of their list right now, I really think that it's just not stable enough to assume that they're going to be able to win over 6.5. I'm 100% also hammering the under. They're 2-5-1 currently, 7-9-1 last year. I really don't think that they're going to be getting over anywhere where they were last year.
Well, I'm glad you guys think that, but I think we're completely wrong. So, Brittney, Rose, let's see if you guys are continuing to be delusional on this next one.
All right, Brady. We can discuss delusions later, but next, Quinnipiac finished last year with 31 goals on the season. This season, the Bobcats have 14 through 8 games. Guys, will the Bobcats go over or under 26.5 goals this season? Now, I am going to hammer the over. I like where this offense is at right now. In the MAAC, in flux, there's not as much senior talent this year, so I think they're going to go over that.
Please, I see the stank face over there. Let's hear
I'm
it.
going to have to go under. They only have 12 goals already.
Thank you.
In their non-conference games, they were struggling with scoring. They got 3 goals against UNH, who was last season Division II. They got 3 goals.
They have 14, not 12 so far.
Brittney, I also need to remind you, they beat Providence and Monmouth, 2 pretty decent mid-major soccer programs. As a first-time team in Division I, they went to the Division II playoffs last year. I can't understand.
In 2024, they had 31 goals, and they had 8 players with 2+ goals. Currently, they have 14 goals through 8 games. They have 3 players with 2+ goals. There is not enough. There is not. I mean, yeah, you have to look it up. There's not enough all around. There's not enough all around production.
I got numbers, and first I'm starting off over 26.5. They got 14 right now. Something you didn't know. You didn't do your research, I guess.
Who's scoring these
9
goals?
games left, and they're averaging 1 3/4. So that's 1.75 goals per game. Multiply that by the 9 games they have left, and we're at 15.75.
Add
that to the 14, and that's 29.75, which is over 26.5.
All right, but who's scoring these goals for the team? Because the Bobcats are
Everyone.
also struggling. Everyone's scoring.
No, they're not. But they're not. But that's the problem. You can hope and pray that they'll score that many.
We'll get into that later, by the way.
That's just the truth. They don't have enough all-around production. You can't expect that.
do.
You can't just magically make them score more goals, Brady.
It's as
That's
simple
not
as
how that
My
works.
brain is a
I
calculator.
say they're getting maybe 21, 22 goal stops. That doesn't mean anything.
I'm going to order in the court, and I'm saying that they're going over.
Okay, Brady, you're delusional right now.
I'm not.
Again, with the delusions, guys, we'll discuss after. But switching over to some individual lines, Sievert Ristolsnes currently has 10 points on the season. Looking ahead to the end of the season, will Ristolsnes have over or under 21.5 points this season? And guys, I'm hammering the over. I like how Sievert Ristolsnes is playing so far this season, and I think he'll reach that mark. Rose, what about you?
I know, I'm agreeing with you. Over 100%. I could see him getting maybe about 23 points. Listen, if this was a question of goals, I would be at a different position. But if we look at his 4 points last year, and he's already doubled that to 10 currently, 4 goals,
That's
2
more
assists.
Than double.
What was that?
That's more than double. 4 times 2 is 8. Please, continue though.
Oh yeah, no, it's fine. You'll just interrupt me, and nothing that I say matters to you. I guess that's fine. 10 points through 8 games this year. He has support, and he has people to support as well. I see you want to talk about
I'm going to agree. I think he's going to hammer the over. As you kind of already went into it, if it was just goals, I'd be like, no way. But because assist, and he's also been taking a lot more PKs later in the season. We saw Steinbeck, the defender, taking PKs, but then they made that switch. So I think he's going to have more chances to score and those assists. Goals, 2 points, assists, 1 point. I think he's going to get it.
I'd love to see
Brady,
it.
let's
Brady,
see
I really want to see this.
No,
I really want to see this.
Brain spinning.
Under! Under for sure, by the way. Teams are going to start to see, like, oh, this is their guy. So they're going to start to lock him off. And is it a little difficult to lock off a midfielder? Sure, but they're still going to at least try. So the Bobcats are going to have to try to go to other people, and that's what they're going to do. Other guys are going to have to step up, and I'm taking the under on this one for sure.
Yeah, and they're going to support him getting goals and assists.
So if he's not, again, if they're going to lock him down and he's not getting those goals,
and he's not going to get the ball either.
All right, okay, guys. Finally, the question of goalkeepers is still yet to be solved. All right, well, sorry about that, some technical difficulties. Guys, still yet to be solved today. We're supposed Matthew Pisani starts the rest of the season for the Bobcats. I know it's a very contentious topic, but will he have over or under 5.5 wins this season? I am going to hammer the under. I can't get behind Pisani after that performance against Maris. Brittney, why don't you start us off?
I'm gonna have to agree with Zach. It's gonna be under. Again, with the wins, they're gonna tie a lot. I don't think they're gonna get 6 wins.
I'm just going to turn because the entire table is against you here, bud. Because I think I know what you're going to say by the look on your face.
Oh, please.
I am also hammering the under. I don't know how you could possibly believe that Pisani's getting more than 5.5.
Never judge a book by its cover. It's under because Cardona is the answer. Guys, I've been saying this all show. It's like you don't listen to me. I'm glad we can all agree on one for the first time today, but I don't think it's going to happen again after this.
I can't believe it. This is a shock. We agree on something.
Let's go, guys. This is a huge win for us. And a huge win for Cardona when he gets over 5.
Such a huge win here today, guys. All right, moving forward for over-under. We are going to take a break now, but coming up later on down the line, we will discuss some further predictions about some games. Maris Shoe is going to be a really big one.
Very excited for
That's going to be a heated debate coming up. We'll be right back in a minute 30.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing to keep us focused.
A habit we never skip, to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game? To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health. Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mental health. Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Reporting from the Grove for Q30 News.
Reporting from the Miller Library for Q30 News.
Reporting from the Mount Carmel campus for Q30 News.
Reporting on Whitney Ave for Q30 News.
You know you don't have to wear your PT gear anymore, right?
It's comfortable.
So how's civilian life treating you?
It's fine.
When I got out,
I didn't want to admit that there was anything wrong because I felt like a failure. And then I realized, like, there's nothing to be ashamed of. So I started talking to someone. Maybe you are fine, but if you're not, it's okay. Thank you.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Welcome back. We are just about 10 to 15 minutes away from game time, so we have no time to waste. The teams in the last 3 meetings this time, the Bobcat in 2021, 2022, and 23, the Bobcats have outscored the Peacocks 7-4. Guys, who's getting on the board today? Brittney, why don't you start us off?
All right, so I think 2 Bobcats are getting on the board. I have Alex Miller and Francisco Ferreira, and I think Tim Struhl for the St. Peter's. He'll get a goal today, too. What do you think, Brady?
Bobcats, Andrew Montesaren. He's second for the team for the most goals, too. But I see him getting his third today, continue that momentum going. And then if Benjamin Telle gets minutes today, he's my guy for sure. He is an impact player when he's on the field. Scored versus New Haven last week, a really good game. And I think he's going to score again and make it 2.
Rose, what about you?
You guys basically took the words out of my mouth when it comes to St. Peter's. I mean, Tim Struhl, it's just, that's what they're working with now. Personally, I'd love to see Rzdolznis on that sheet, and I'd really like to see Seguro or Moen get an assist. I think that they can step up, support Rzdolznis or Montesaren. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have.
Now, let me go to the Peacocks here real quick. Someone mentioned Leo Koval earlier. I think it was you, Brittney. Now, I think that freshman here, first year, is getting on the field today, and he's going to find one in the back of the net for sure, too. And Striel, not scoring, by the way. They're locking him up for sure.
That's actually a good take. I really do like that take.
I'm glad we're getting there.
I have to disagree with Brittney. That's kind of a seething take there, Brady. I'm not so sure. I think Striel can get past the Bobcats today. Me personally, I am in the camp of Andrew Montesaren. He will get on the score sheet. Well, we are just moments away from kickoff, guys. Let's start with our pre-game predictions. We are going to first start with Iona versus Canisius. Iona enters this matchup 2-2-2 on the year, while Canisius enters at 3-3 and 1 record. Guys, does the Gales start off their MAAC campaign hot, or Canisius improve to 2-0 in the MAAC? Brady, why don't you start us off?
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at 2 pretty middle-of-the-pack teams. They're both about 500, looking at their wins and losses. Let's forget about the ties there. I know you like numbers, but I'm going to go with Iona over Canisius here. I was thinking about it, doing my research, and I just felt good about the Gales. Brittney?
I agree. I picked Iona, too. They are defending MAAC champions. Yes, they're in the middle of the pack right now, but I think they have a chance of beating Canisius. They're kind of towards the bottom of the pack.
I also put Iona as well. It's up there. You can see it. They've had a lot of turnover. I mentioned it earlier, but at the end of the day, I still think they come out on top of Canisius. They haven't really touched MAAC play yet, so this is going to be their first chance to really show people what they have going on.
Exactly.
Any score predictions real quick? No? No? All right, well, I'm taking Iona 1-0 today against Canisius. Moving on, we got Fairfield and Siena. The Stags come into this matchup with a 500 overall record, while Siena sits with a 2-4-1 overall record on the season. With both teams 1-0 in MAAC play, guys, who do you think will improve to 2-0 MAAC to play today? Brady, let's start with you.
Fairfield over Siena for sure. So Fairfield's coming off a 2-4 loss versus the number 9 ranked team in the nation, Vermont. But they scored their first 2 goals. They were up 2-0 at one point against number 9. So there's a lot of confidence there. I don't think they should be fully diminished over that loss. And they're riding a little bit of a high there and learning that they can stick with the top dogs in the nation. So it's definitely Fairfield over Canisius here.
I said the same exact thing as you. I think this might be the closest standing-wise matchup of the day, but I'm still going to take Fairfield across the board on this one. A lot of their games have been home, so I'm interested to see how they do in an away match. But other than that, I mean, I think this one's pretty clear for me.
I'm going to pick Siena. I think they have the home field advantage. I just think they're a better opportunity. As you kind of said, they're like an even matchup, but I think Siena's going to have the little edge today.
Not at all. It's Fairfield for sure, Brittney, but thanks.
Brady, I know you're very opinionated. Ooh. I have to agree with Bronleben over here. I think Siena takes it in Loudonville, New York. Fairfield, as we mentioned, played very well against number 9 Vermont. I think Siena's got Fairfield's number. Siena takes it 3-2. Wow. Moving on, we got Marist and Mount St. Mary's, guys, down in Emmitsburg, Maryland. Marist started MAAC play with a win over Quinnipiac, while Mount St. Mary's would defeat Merrimack for their first win on the season. Guys, who do we think wins today? A pack of Red Foxes or some Mountaineers? Brady, we'll start with you.
I mean, it's pretty obvious. Marist just got ranked, 20th in the nation,
yes.
right? So
yeah.
I mean, I'm just kidding. I'm going Mount St. Mary's all the way. You lucky I don't have my hammer, but it's Mount St. Mary's for sure. This is a trap game if I have ever seen it. Stokes, I know you're a big fan of trap games, so I'm going trap game. The Red Foxes got to go all the way down to Maryland, and I've done that drive numerous times. It's not a fun one. They're going to be tired, sore, stuff like that. Mount St. Mary's all the way.
I mean, I think that's kind of crazy. I can agree that maybe a game coming up, there might be a trap game soon, but I really don't think this is the one. Ranked nationally, they're 5-0-2, I think, on the season right now.
Don't matter.
I think with the momentum they have this early, I think they're going to keep trucking. I don't see them losing this one.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with Rose here. It's Marist. They're ranked 20th overall nationally. If they were maybe driving up to like Canisius or Niagara, going up to the Cole, but they're going down to Maryland, I think they'll be okay. They're going to have the win today.
Brady, you mentioned that I like trap games, and I know a bad trap game when I see one because I picked a lot of them. Marist beats the Mountaineers today. I'm taking the pack of Red Foxes any day of the week. Moving on, MAAC versus Sacred Heart. The two newest teams in the MAAC faced off for the second time in their time in the MAAC, with the Warriors at 0-1 and the Pioneers at 1-0 in the MAAC. Guys, who takes it today in Fairfield? Brady, we'll start with you again.
This one, quite simple in my mind. It's Sacred Heart over MAAC. MAAC's on a 2-game losing streak, and I fear that they're going to probably let that snowball into something worse. So Sacred Heart's going to take this one. And at Sacred Heart, they have a scarf giveaway today. So how can you not have the momentum to win when everyone's wearing scarves in the stands on an 80-degree day?
That sounds thrilling. I can't lie. And Shu, they did lose to MAAC last year, but I am going to have to agree with you on this one. MAAC is coming off that 2-loss streak. I think that Shu is, scarves and all, going to take this one and run with it.
I have to agree with you guys. I'm going Sacred Heart, and it's also family weekend at Sacred Heart, so I think packed crowd, great time for a win.
Don't forget about the scarves.
Can't forget about the
Stokes,
scarves.
don't do this to us. Come on.
I have to agree with you guys. Shu's taking it. I mean, I don't see a world in how Shu, they've got the backing of the families. It's family weekend. It's such a great environment. Got some scarves going forward. Shu takes it 2-0, and it's finally time to talk about St. Peter's and Quinnipiac. Both teams looking to get a notch in the win column in MAAC play. A lot of anticipation leading into the final picks from you guys. So what do we think, Brady? We're starting with you.
QPAC and Cardona, nothing more from me.
That's it. Yeah, I think the standing deficit right now is a little bit too great. St. Peter's struggle with production. I think Quinnipiac is going to be able to lock this one down, even with the goaltending we talked about earlier.
I think it's going to come down to the goaltending. It's going to be a really close game, but I think Quinnipiac's going to win 2-1.
Brittney, I have to agree with you there. I think the Bobcats will take it today in Hamden to get their first MAAC win of the year. Tim Struhl gets a consolation goal to keep leading the MAAC. But that is all the time we have today for today's pregame show. But don't worry about us. We'll be back at halftime to go over everything in the first half. It's time to send it over to the Quinnipiac Soccer Stadium where Zach and Luke have the call. Guys, take it away.
From underneath the sleeping giant, it's MAAC soccer here in Hamden, Connecticut. The St. Peter's Peacocks visiting the Quinnipiac Bobcats. Both teams entering the contest at 0-1 in conference play. I'm Zach Naffah, joined alongside Luke Goldberg. We'll take you through all the action here on the Quinnipiac Bobcats Sports Network. Goalkeeping matchup for today, Moritz Conrad between the pipes for the Peacocks in 6 games and 5 starts this season.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome.
He's allowed 4 goals, made 31 saves, a 2-2-1 record with 2 shutouts. On the Bobcats side, it's going to be Nicholas Cardona getting the start for Quinnipiac. His second start of the year, 3rd game played. He's allowed 1 goal, made 6 saves, 1-0-0 with a shutout his last time out when the Bobcats defeated the University of New Haven. Starting lineups are being announced. We've got the national anthem coming up. We'll be right back here at theqbsn.com/listen with game coverage shortly. We're back here from the Quinnipiac Soccer and Lacrosse Stadium in Hamden, Connecticut, with the Quinnipiac Bobcats set to take on the St. Peter's Peacocks. If you're just joining us, I'm Zach Naffah, joined alongside Luke Goldberg. And Luke, we talked about a little in the pregame. Both teams coming into this 0-1 in conference play. You don't want to drop to 0-2. What do you expect from both sides in terms of the desperation to win?
Well, it's going to be a tale of two different goalkeepers. The St. Peter's Peacocks, they have a .718 save percentage. That is fantastic for college soccer. But the Quinnipiac Bobcats, they got around 500. But we saw those flashes of great defense last game against New Haven with the shutout. We'll see if they can keep it going, try and get that save percentage up, try not to get shots in the net.
Quinnipiac has scored quite often so far this season. 14 goals in 8 games, second or tied for first in total goals for on the season in conference play. The problem, 22 goals allowed. That's the worst in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. What do you expect from the defense? Who's one player you want to highlight on the defensive side to help shut down the Peacocks, who also have the top goal scorer in the MAAC, in Tim Strell?
Absolutely. I think it's going to be a team effort. You got to get 2-3 guys on him, but not leave too many open holes. You got to get guys on him, stop Tim Strell. We're going to talk about him a lot over this broadcast. But Tyga Matoa, he is going to be the key player to stop Tim Strell.
Matoba got the chance to speak with him earlier this week. He said that this team, they have one goal in mind, and that's to win the MAAC. They know that last year, and Matoba is a newcomer to this Bobcats team, transferring in from Monroe University, but he said they're all on the same page. They want to win the conference. They want to uphold the standard that was set. Bobcats won it all in 2022, missed the playoffs in 23, and fell in the first round to Marist 2-1 on home turf last season. We're about set for kickoff here from Hamden. Bobcats in their home white kits, Cardona in his pink between the pipes. They'll be going from right to left. The Peacocks in their blue going left to right with Conrad in his orange goalkeeper set in net.
And you talk about this home turf. Quinnipiac loves to be at home. They struggle away from home. They get the little homesick. They're 0-4-1. They're yet to get a game. Only 1 point on the season away from home. We have kickoff.
Whistle is blown. Ball is sent in deep by the Peacocks, and that one will go right out of bounds deep by the far touchline for a throw-in to start this thing off. Was Holt taking the kick for the Peacocks? Adam Holt, the graduate forward out of London, England. Peacocks seemingly were okay giving a possession at the start, but they've instantly got it right back at the start. Now it's Holt with it. Sends it back to his defensive line. Daryl Etienne looks up, trying to find Strell. Goes off of him and out of bounds. Bobcats get possession back as Matoba throws it to João Pinto. Passes it across. Bobcats now looking to move up towards midfield. Try to send one deep. It's deflected. Seguro had it for a second, lost it. Peacocks regained possession in the midfield. See a lot of early parts of games in the MAAC. It's kind of that feeling out process. Both teams work it through the midfield, try to see what's going to work against the defensive scheme.
Absolutely. Both teams being 0-1, you got to adjust early, see what you can find. It's not about scoring early on. It's about finding your rhythm, finding what works for you offensively and defensively, and then capitalizing on those opportunities.
Bobcats have it inside their own 18. Pinto looks ahead. Sindri Sigurd-Johnson gets his first touch. Sends it down towards the near touchline to Matoba. Back to Sigurd-Johnson, surveying his options. Plays it back to Pinto. Moving, taking space. Passes it up. Sivert Risdalsons gets a touch, tries to turn. Taken down on the play. Foul called.
We talked about it pregame. This St. Peter's team yet to go a game without getting a card.
They're going to stop the clock here.
We're going to get some talk by the ref, talking to the scorekeeper.
Not sure what that was about. It was Kaloyan Somov who had the foul on Sivert Risdalsnes. Believe it was the Quinnipiac athletic staff usually has someone with extra balls just in case the ball is sent into the stands. There wasn't anyone nearby, so it took a second. Referee blew the whistle, so no time went off the clock. On the stoppage, we're back underway. Ball into the 18 towards Cardona. He'll take a touch, no pressure. So he's got time.
Yeah, you're not seeing a lot of rush between both teams to start this game out. Cardona kind of just, moseyed on over to that ball.
Now the Bobcats looking to move with some pace. Brady Mullen, strong touch, gets it down towards the far corner. Now it's Seguro to Risdalsness just outside the 18. Takes a couple touches. Back outside. Bobcats now trying to move in. Shot set in front. Rebound. Risdalsness shot blocked. A diving stop by one of the defenders for the Peacocks keeps this game scoreless 3 minutes in. Great defensive effort to rally. Bobcats trying to keep the pressure going. Ferreira intercepts a pass. Yeah, now he's going to play it back.
You're not just going to see that great goalkeeping. You're also going to see that defense. This defense loves to get in front of the ball, loves to block shots. They've only allowed 10 goals on the season. This is a very high-effort defense here. Now they're pressing.
Now Ferreira passes across. Bobcats looking to move up again. Risdalsness down the far touchline to Carlson. Carlson tries to beat the defender one-on-one, has his pocket picked. Now Peacocks go the other way. Trying to hold up on sides was Strell. Not on the same page
right
there. Good job by the Bobcats back line to hold Strell onside or offside to make him go back and regroup. Now they'll look to go down the far end. It's Matoba on the near touchline. Gets down outside the 18. He'll send one crossed in, headed away. Bouncing ball to Ferreira. One touch pass to Seguro. He tries to get it back to Ferreira. Battle with Strell for the ball. Strell able to hold off Ferreira. Now the Peacocks looking again. Pinto gets in front of that one to head it away from Holt, who is streaking down the near side.
Good thing Pinto got it right in the way there because that's a one-on-one with the goalie.
Sigurd Johnson working against two defenders. That one sent far into the stands by Etienne. Bobcats get a throw. Feeling out process in the first 4+ minutes of this one as now the ball is sent just outside the 18 in the center of the pitch. Risdalsness working against three defenders. He goes down, no whistle. Peacocks try to get it out of harm's way. A huge collision right in the center circle.
Big hit on Strell, and if he's hurt, that's a big hit for the Peacocks.
Strell still down on the pitch. No signal for a card. Just a physical play there by Carlson, and now the referee will motion to stop the clock. 5:01 showing so far. They'll motion for the trainers. We talked about it in the pregame. We talked about it early on. Tim Strell is one of the best players in the MAAC conference last season. In 12 games, he had 5 goals and 2 assists, good for 12 points. This year, 7 games, all of them starts, 7 goals, 14 points on 19 shots. 9 of his 19 shots have been on goal. That means he scored on 7 of his 9 shots on goal.
It's absolutely unbelievable. And we talked pregame. You can't let him get shots on because he has such a high conversion rate.
Trainers still checking out Strell.
Looks like a little bit of high hit. Maybe got his bell rung. He's looking better right now.
He's up and walking. Now the Bobcats are having a quick conversation among themselves, trying to game plan here. It'll be a free kick about 5 yards or so from the midfield line. Etienne going to check on Strell as he's walking with the trainer. I did not see a substitute, so the Peacocks will play down a man until Strell's ready to go.
Yeah, you don't want to lose Strell early on because he's your star player. You're going to wait, see how he feels it out, then you substitute, but too early to make that call.
Gives him a chance for, if he is ready to stay in the contest, can just go on when he's set. We're back underway. St. Peter's sending it in deep. Ball will go straight to Matoba. He'll head it towards Ferreira. Moving down the touchline, and that one will be knocked out of bounds by Gabe Rodriguez. Bobcats will get a throw right in front of their bench, and just like that, Strell's back in the game and ready to go. Back to 11-on-11 here.
Yeah, it's not just physical out of him. It's the mental performance.
Now the Bobcats will look to move up. On that far touch line, it's Seguro. Up ahead, Carlson. Carlson makes a move inside, then goes back out. Plays it to Seguro. Back to midfield. One touch to Ferreira. He'll keep it going to Pinto. Bobcats now working on the near side. Little east-west movement. Now Pinto to Matoba. Matoba sends a ball in the box. He's got Hollum. Hollum heads it, looking back for Mullen. Wasn't there. A defender got in the way and sent it out of bounds. Bobcats really trying to get aggressive, getting balls into the box.
And that's a smart kick out of bounds. Looked like the Bobcats had numbers right there.
They'll regroup again. Matoba threw it to Pinto, sent it across. They'll keep it moving. Carlson up to Ferreira. Bobcats in that triangle. Ferreira just tries to beat the defender himself. Couldn't do so cleanly, but he's taken down. A foul called on Conal McGurlane. Now the Bobcats will get a free kick. Taking their time. Ferreira. They've got 6 on just outside the 18, and Mullen 10 yards outside. Ferreira sends it in, looking for Pinto. Couldn't get a head on it. Bobcats looking for, I believe, a handball. Couldn't get anything. Good job by Sigurd Johnson to hold off Rodriguez. Ball will get all the way back to Cardona. He sends it to Matoba, settles it down cleanly. Back to Cardona. Now Strell pressuring. One touch there by Cardona, straight to Ferreira and out of harm's way. 7+ minutes gone here from the Quinnipiac Soccer and Lacrosse Stadium. If you're just joining us, I'm Zach Naffah, joined by Luke Goldberg. Still tied up where we started, 0-0. 7.5 minutes into the first half between the Bobcats and the Peacocks. Bobcats have possession at midfield. It's Frederick Mullen trying to work it down that far touchline. As it goes out of bounds, Bobcats will get a throw. Mentioned it earlier, Bobcats 2-1 at home so far this season. First win coming against Caldwell University, Division II program. Second win coming just a few days ago on Tuesday when they hosted the University of New Haven, freshly joining the Division I ranks this season.
Cut right there.
Now it's Ferreira, just outside the 18 on the far side, makes a move in, gets into the box, over to Hollum, across to Guro, one shot, all right, on goal.
Easy save right there.
Conrad, right there, perfect positioning, punches it down. Now we'll pick it up away from Hollum and roll it out to his defense. Samuel Rajourd sends it deep. Matoba gets ahead on that one, keeping it away from Holt. Gets it to Mullen. Mullen out to Seguro. He'll work it across. Sigurd Johnson approaching the box, gets it in. Seguro into the box. Cross off the left foot. Hits the outside of the goal frame and out for a goal kick.
You're seeing a lot of high-pressured offense from the Bobcats. I'd like to see that down the stretch.
Doing a good job waiting to get the through ball. Consistently going north to south so far. Tough part is when they get down into the corner. Haven't had any success yet on high danger chances inside the box.
Yeah, but if they get enough balls on net, eventually one of them's going to fall through. You just got to keep pressuring that goalie.
Conrad takes his time, sends it deep. Dawsness will get a head on it. Back to Pinto. A sliding tackle to keep the ball, but he loses possession. It's Holt. Tries to chip it ahead to Strell. He ran right into him, basically. Not enough overlap there. Bobcats get the turnover.
It looks like they're running a lot of high-pressured off-ball defense on Strell just to stop him from getting the ball.
In the box to Seguro. Good ball. Just outside, Seguro regroups. Now to Ristols's one-touch shot on. Conrad knocks it away. Mullen gets the rebound. Still in the box. Back out Seguro. Takes a touch. Now he's into the box. A left foot shot. Blocked away by Holt. Rebound. Ristols's in front. Hollum gathers it up and scores. William Hollum puts the Bobcats up 1-0 at the 10-12 mark in the first half.
It's like I said, just keep getting balls on net. You're going to pressure the goalie enough to where he makes a mistake. Couldn't control the rebound, and he puts the ball in the back of the net.
Great offense there. The Bobcats kept on going. Hollum gets his second goal of the season to give the Bobcats a lead early on. They had been controlling the pace getting consistent pressure into the box. And just like that, they strike.
And I'm going to want to see them continue that offense. Try and put this game away early. Just 10 minutes in, but I could see this game, if they continue this pace, going much more towards the Bobcats' way.
Bobcats has seemingly been the more aggressive team early on in the contest. We'll see if they remain that way with the 1-goal lead. Obviously just 10-plus minutes in. But we've talked about the Bobcats' defensive struggles prior to the last game. They would love to keep the ball in the offensive end as St. Peter's tries to connect on a deep ball to Holt. And that one goes into the Bobcats' bench for a throw-in for Quinnipiac. So Hollum gets the goal. Rysdalsness the assist.
His third on the year.
Rysdalsness extends his team lead in points from 10 to 11. He's been in force for the Bobcats on offense so far.
Absolutely stepping up from his freshman year where he didn't see too much action, but he has been by far and away the best player on this team so far.
Bobcats will control now at midfield. Ball sent in deep again to Mullen. He tries to work it down that far corner. Turns back, plays it to Ferreira. One-touch pass in. Back pass by Rysdalsness. Did a good job trying to drop it. Great play by the defender to get it away from Seguro. It was Micah O'Garo getting in the way of that one.
Great last-effort play.
Back down again. Rysdalsness working in the box. Gets by two defenders. Hands on his back. He's looking for a foul. Won't get anything. O'Garo did a good job keeping it away. Matoba keeps it away from Holt. Sends it back to Mullen. Mullen, give and go with Rysdalsness. Back again. Carlson streaks by. Rysdalsness holds on. Right in front of that corner flag. Works it to Carlson. Tries to turn. He's on the touchline. Keeps it in bounds. Gets by one defender into the box. Can't get by the second. He goes down. Wanted the call. Nothing there. Etienne and O'Garo keep it away. Bobcats will regroup at midfield. Pinto. Across to Matoba. Fakes it back to Cardona. Gives it to Pinto. They'll work it over. Finn Ost. Up ahead. Seguro back to Ost. Now all the way back to Cardona.
I'm liking what I'm seeing down in the Bobcats offensive zone. I'm seeing at least 2 to 3 off-ball cutters going at a time. Plenty of options to pass in. They're doing a good job so far.
Making the Peacocks defense work early on, even after that first goal. Sigurd Johnson gets it from Mullen. Up to Rysdalsness. He moves. Give and go with Ferreira. Rysdalsness all the way across now. Seguro's diving tackle to keep the ball away there.
And O'Gara has just been all around the field making last-ditch plays.
Ferreira going one-on-one. He gets the ball. Good turn there. Bobcats with some pace. Back into the box looking for Hollum. Touches it back. Sigurd Johnson can't control. Hollum comes and gets it. Back to Mullen. Shot just outside the 18. That one goes wide. A lot of heat on that one.
Yeah, he
couldn't
had
get
the
it on
velo,
target.
just no aim.
Don't think it was deflected. It will be a goal kick regardless. While the Wildcats keeping the pressure up after getting the early tally. Hollum from Rysdalsness. The 11th minute. 1-0 Bobcats here in the 14th minute. Sent up by Conrad. Strell underran that one. Ferreira headed it forward. Peacocks get the second ball and send it in deep. Now they're working down their far corner. Turning back. It's McErlane to O'Garo. Back to Curtis Dunn. He sends it all the way back. Hollum applying pressure to Harry Davison. He gets it to O'Garo. Now back to Somov. Peacocks clean passing right there, a missed touch, and now the Bobcats 4-on-4. Mullen with some speed. Looking over his options, goes right into the box. Drop pass, Seguro, left foot shot, diving block there. I believe it was O'Garo to get in front of that one.
O'Gara just continuing to make saving plays for his team.
Peacocks trying to counterattack. 5-on-5 going the other way. Hollum getting back to give the Bobcats numbers a far in. I think it was a ball trying to get a through ball there.
You can see Strell's frustration on that pass.
It was done, got way too much on it, right to Cardona. Peacocks, a little miscommunication again, not setting up their offense cleanly. Bobcats clearing it out. Mullen with it at midfield. And there's a miscommunication by the Bobcats. Holland was right there. Mullen put a little too much on it. Holland wasn't ready. I believe Carlson, the right back, was not up there. Might have been where he expected.
Yeah, and you've been seeing that quick pace, high passing offense, but just right there, a little bit of miscommunication.
Micah O'Gara on the throw-in. He'll send it down far. Physical play there. Whistle blows. It was Rodriguez against Ferreira. Ferreira went down. The call's on Rodriguez. Bobcats get a free kick. Another opportunity goes awry for the Peacocks. About a third of the way through the first half here in Hamden. Bobcats ahead 1-0. William Hollum, his second goal of the year from Sivert Risdalsness. Just joining us here on QBSN, I'm Zach Naffah, joined alongside Luke Goldberg. Bobcats looking for their first conference win of the season. Both teams entering the contest at 0-1 in conference play. Still in the early part of the year. With only 8 MAAC games, every single one counts. Bobcats try to play it in deep. Peacocks settle it down and will now try to go to work in the midfield. Back and forth. Dunn switches fields. It's Etienne. Daryl Etienne up ahead to Holt. Adam Holt goes down. The call is going to be on Matoba. 2 hands on the back. And Holt working quick. He's looking for Strell. 2 Bobcats with him. Good job there getting in front of it. Carlson lets it go. Cardona dives in to keep it away from Strell. And like you said, multiple guys on Strell at almost all times.
And it looked like if Cardona didn't get there, maybe like a half second later, if Strell had his head up, he could have taken a shot on goal. That ball was free for a little bit too long.
He slowed up a little. Might not have expected Carlson to leave it like he did. It's now Matoba forces it out off a Holt, or Bobcats throw. Matoba is about to go quick to Pinto. Saw Strell move in. Instead went to Ferreira. Now Ferreira moving backwards. Dangerous ball there. Peacocks get a touch on it. Strell goes down just outside the 18. No call. He wanted something. That one will go out off the Bobcats.
They're just being just enough chippy on Strell to get in his head, but not cause a card.
Etienne will get the throw. Referee blows the whistle, forcing Etienne back. He'll give up the throw instead. The referee still letting him hear it.
Just tried to advance the ball a little bit too much right there.
Too far. Julie Ruddard on the throw, a deep throw. Matoba in behind Strell. Strell went down. He is letting the referees hear it. And now he gets the ball back. Wasn't paying attention. He goes right to him. Strell working outside the 18. Passes it off. Peacocks go on the far side now.
He's just kind of laughing right there.
Clearly frustrated by the no call. Peacocks still have possession, though. 9 players up towards the box.
Oh.
Now back will retreat. Dunn settles it down. Back to Rudyard. He'll play it off to Etienne. Now to Holt. Back to Etienne. He moves in. Tries to get by Matoba. Good step there. Boxes him out. Etienne went down relatively easily. But Pinto gets it. And we'll send it upfield to Hollum. He heads it forward. Gets the Bobcats regrouping down. There's a Bobcat down in the box. It's Ferreira. Referee notices they're going to stop the clock. Ferreira is down, laying on his back. I didn't see what happened there.
Looked like just some high contact off-ball defense right there. One player goes to the floor.
18:43 gone here in the first half. See a couple Bobcats head over towards the bench to grab some waters.
Yeah, as you said, it's humid out today.
Now the motion for the trainer go out to check on Ferreira. And the moments after that first goal by Hollum that put the Bobcats up 1-0, Quinnipiac was still controlling possession, getting some offensive chances. In the last 2+ minutes, it's been all Peacocks working the ball in Quinnipiac's end.
Yeah, they're starting to turn up the pace a little bit right there. You're seeing a lot of cutters. They're trying to get the ball to Strel, but the Bobcats, as I said before, they're just going to keep putting multiple guys on him. Don't let him even touch the ball.
Cleaning things up on their side. Ferreira's to his feet. Looks like he'll head off. Again, not seeing a substitution to replace him, so Bobcats might play a couple of moments with just 10 while Ferreira regathers himself. Head coach Eric DaCosta speaking things over with Seguro, Sindri Sigurd-Johnson, and Mullen. They get themselves some more water. And that trainer also talking over with Hollum. Ferreira up near midfield, so it looks like once play is set, he'll be ready to rejoin the Bobcats. Peacocks coming over at gameplay, and referee heads over. About to get things set.
And I'm noticing just a lot of miscommunication by the Peacocks. You saw in that last couple seconds right there. They tried to send a through ball, but one of the players got in the way, tried to head it. You got to let your teammates make the play. You can't get in the way of their own opportunities.
Ball is dropped. Peacocks have possession. Ferreira's ready to go. He's back on the field in about 3 seconds of 11 on 10 before we're back to even strength here.
It's a shame they couldn't capitalize.
I can't say if I've ever seen in person one of those deep ball goals, especially here.
Yeah.
But if there's ever time to try it, they started the game off sending the ball in deep. So they did not. They elected to keep possession there. Now they will turn it over. Bobcats now have it inside their own 18. It's Cardona getting a touch. Pinto sending it back to him. Cardona back to Pinto. No pressure on him right now. He'll slowly take his pace. Kind of motions his arms out like a calm down, settle things down. Now gives it up to Rizdalsness. He drops it back to Ost. Seguro. O'Garo right there.
O'Garo's just all over the field today.
We'll send it out.
High pace.
Since that first goal, he has been excellent. Stuffing out multiple opportunities for the Bobcats on the
all
offensive
areas
side.
of the field.
It started in, I believe, that left outside back, and we saw him come over onto the far right side and make a play. He's made plays in the middle and on the left, and now making a play in the middle of the field.
And he's listed as a defenseman, but he's all the way up here.
Bobcats fans got used to plays like that from Terrence Wilder Jr., the part of the Bobcats graduated last season. Was a member of that 2022 MAAC championship team. Played a outside back role, but was more often than not coming up on plays and playing more of a midfield, and at times almost a striker role.
Swiss Army knife kind of guy.
Players you love to have, almost positionless soccer, more of a term you hear in basketball these days, but very much apparent here in the MAAC with some talented backs and midfielders. Peacocks have possession in midfield. Non-Q Ferreira takes it away, sends it all the way back to Cardona. Holt about half applying pressure. Cardona, I don't know if he meant to get that much air on that ball, sending it out to Matoba. Fortunate to get the first touch there, and now foul on the Peacocks.
And I've been noticing anytime the ball's in any direction towards Strel, I'm seeing at least two guys come over, just get him off track, get him off target from the ball. They're doing a great job of containing him. Only getting like 2 or 3 touches at this point, I believe.
Doing their best to keep one of the top scorers in the MAAC. He's tied for the conference lead with 7 in check, and they've done so here. Into the 22nd minute, Bobcats leading 1-0. Trying to look for more. Advantage for a second. Bobcats will get free kick. Foul called on O'Garo. Seguro is the one that went down. And it'll be Ferreira to take the kick for the Bobcats. Just give it right back to Pinto. Bobcats in no rush to give up possession. Matoba to Hollum. He turns back, gives it to Ost. Ost with a bandage over his left eye after a collision in the last game. He plays it deep into the box. Sigurd-Johnson tried to settle it down to Hollum. Couldn't keep it away from the Peacocks defense. They send it back towards midfield. Ost with it again to Seguro. Back to Ost. Tries to force it to Mullen. As a result, Mullen tripped up O'Garo. Foul now on the Bobcats. Peacocks will go the other way. St. Peter's hasn't made the MAAC tournament since 2021.
And they definitely have the talent to do it this year.
One of the best players in the MAAC in Strell, taking another stride in his game this year. Career high in goals already with 7. Unable to get too many touches so far this game. We'll look to keep doing that so far. Peacocks with possession. It's done to Etienne. Had to force it away as Hall applied pressure. Too far for Etienne to control, out of bounds. Bobcats get a throw. Matoba will throw it back to Pinto. And they'll play it in front of their net. Bobcats controlling the pace. Ost, time and space. Playing it back to Pinto. He'll look deep for Matoba. Connects. Matoba keeps it in on the touchline. Great job settling it. Now sends it ahead. Good turn by Sigurd Johnson to get in the box. He goes down. Foul called on the Peacocks. Excuse me. Might have called on the Bobcats there.
Yeah.
So the collision there. No chance now for the Bobcats to get their second. But St. Peter's looking to improve from a season ago. They've been stuck at that 2-win or less mark in conference play since that 2021 season where I believe they finished second in the conference during the regular season. 2022, 2 wins. 2023, 1 win. And the season ago, 2 wins.
You're going to call that off.
Now an offsides there on Holt. Played it in deep. Arguably the best chance they've had so far. Too far offsides there by Holt. Just a hair offsides. All that matters here. Got too far past Ost. Now the Bobcats will get a free kick. A little bit of gamesmanship here by Pinto.
The Peacocks, you have to get a shot off. Great defense by the Bobcats.
Pulling it forward. Cardona has not had to do much besides passing the ball back and forth and coming over to grab a few loose balls. Keep it away from Strell, Holt, and other Peacocks as the Bobcats look deep. Ball's over the head of O'Garo. He'll box out Seguro. Keep possession. Good turn there. Play it up ahead now. Carlson applying pressure. He wins the battle. Now he's going down that far corner. Tries to get in the box. He will. Hollum lets it off. Rizdalston has a shot.
Save by Conrad.
Conrad has to punch it away. Looks for that top corner on the near side. Good job by Conrad to punch it away. Bobcats will get their first corner of the game. Hollum let it go right by Rizdalston. That powerful boot.
Yeah, and the Bobcats are loving these drop passes, catching the defense off sides with the player in behind. They're generating some good looks with it.
So on the far side, it's going to be Ferreira taking the corner. Right-footed, so the ball will curl away from the net, and Conrad puts both arms up, signals he's ready. Ferreira sends it in, curling, looking for Rizdalston or Pinto. Pinto tips it back out towards Moen. Controls, now Ferreira in play. Second ball in, looking for Pinto again. Conrad over there to grab it out of the air. And the Bobcats will retreat back. Rolls it out to Etienne. Etienne looking for the deep ball to Strell. Couldn't get enough on it. Moen stepped in front of that one. Bobcats the other way. Ferreira up to Rizdalston, back to Moen. To Seguro outside. They'll play it back and control on their back line. It's Pinto. Across to Matoba. Right back to Pinto. You see the Bobcats controlling pace once again, slowing things down. The best defense is offense, as some say, and the Bobcats are doing a good job not letting the Peacocks get any offense.
Absolutely. Just suffocating so far.
Cardona up to Ost. A lot of time and space. Now we'll play it up to Hollum. Heavy touch. Peacocks get possession back. It's Etienne on the back line. Up ahead to Dunn. Back across on the near side to Etienne. Looks for Holt. One touch in. Now the Peacocks will turn and go the other way. Rodriguez dropped it back, and Etienne went down.
Hurt. Grabbing looks like his Achilles.
Hollum checking on him. Has his arm on the calf area.
Coach Rickens not happy with the referees.
No signal for a card. Etienne sitting up now. Teammate Rodriguez checking on him. Referee having a discussion. A lot of physical play so far. No cards, a few fouls.
A very chippy game so far, I feel.
Looks like a couple of substitutes entering the game for the Bobcats. Looks like 3 of them. Andrew Montesarin, as well as Alex Miller.
And Lim, I believe, also came
And
into
Lim
the game.
enters the contest. See Moen, Ferreira, and Hollum exit for the Bobcats.
Early substitution so far.
Etienne will stay in the game, and he might be the one taking the free kick as well. So clock is stopped, 27:34 on the scoreboard. Scores 1-0 Bobcats. If you're just joining us, I'm Zach Naffah, joined alongside Luke Goldberg. Bobcats struck first, 10 minutes and 12 seconds in. William Hollum getting his second goal of the season. They assist to Sivert Ristdalsnes. That's the only goal we have so far. Play back underway. Peacocks with possession, trying to work it in midfield. Ball will go deflected off a limb for a throw-in on the far side. So Garrow taking it up to Strell. One touch it back. Rodriguez moving with some speed, and he goes down, and a foul called on Lim mere seconds after he entered the contest.
And you're seeing with the defense on Strell, they're not, even if he does get the ball, they're just forcing him to pass that ball right away, not even letting him get a look of control.
Smothering defense on one of the top goal scorers in the conference. To Yoon Lim. It's the foul there. Ball into the box. Headed down by Ristdalsnes. Ball still loose. Peacock screaming for a foul or a handball. Nothing there. Holt, second ball in. Looking for somebody. Punched away by Cardona. He's not there in the goal. A shot on by Etienne. Knocked away. Good job positioning there by Ost to keep the game 1-0. Bobcats trying to go the other way. Rodriguez steps in front of Carlson. Keeps it in their end right now for the Peacocks. Now he's got the ball. Forces it away. Gets by a couple of defenders. Just outside the 18. Fires a shot. Kept it on the ground. Pinto in the way of that one. Now the Bobcats on the counterattack. Here comes Sigurd Johnson. Cuts inside. Goes down. O'Garo and Etienne there. Tripped up. A free kick for the Bobcats after the foul. Back and forth action here.
Definitely starting to heat up. Right around 15 minutes left to go in the first half.
Alex Miller, one of the captains for the Bobcats, alongside Drew Seguro. Looks like he'll get a chance for the free kick. Miller didn't play in the first few games for the Bobcats. He's appeared in 3 games, only started 1, 94 minutes across those 3 games. Received a red card, so he missed the MAAC opener for the Bobcats against Marist, the game in which they fell 5-2. Return to action against New Haven. Now here.
Right here.
Appears in his first MAAC game of the year.
They got a cutter.
Plays it in. On the ground, Ristdalsnes. Ball gets back out. Miller will retreat back to Matoba. The lone back at midfield. Plays it down the far side to Seguro. He'll try to send one in. Deflected up and away by a Peacocks defender. Settled back down. St. Peter's will try to go the other way. Matoba gets a body on Strell. And there you see the physical play. Strell is yelling at the referee again.
Yeah, he's
wanting
been
something
off at him the entire game.
Tyga Matoba, a great job marking Strell one-on-one and forcing the ball away. Now he'll get the ball on the near side, sends it down to Sigurd Johnson. Can't get a touch on it, goes by him. Peacock's defense tries to clear. Ristdalsnes steps in front, keeps possession for the Bobcats. On the near touchline, fakes it in, gets by Etienne. Good job recovering there by Etienne. Ristdalsnes on the goal line, taken away. Believe it was done to Holt. Holt tried to clear, but Lim's right there. Going by Rodriguez to Miller. He tries to send it down the touchline, just out of play and out of bounds. Couldn't connect with Matoba. 2 more substitutions now for the Bobcats. Tella will enter for Seguro. Benjamin Tella and Sindri Sigurd-Johnson departs. Into the game, Matteo Balbino for the Bobcats. So 5 substitutions so far for Quinnipiac. Just about 33 minutes into the first half. Have yet to see a substitution for St. Peter's. Same 11 they started the game with. Ost has it for the Bobcats on their own end. To Carlson. Carlson across the Pinto. He'll settle it. Plays it away from Holt up to Risdalsness. Risdalsness, heavy touch back to Matoba. Did a good job to corral that one. And keep it in bounds. He'll now send it all the way back to Cardona. Bobcats going to regroup. Ost will control. Across the Pinto. They go back and forth once again. Ost on the far side. Takes a touch. Still no pressure now. He plays it up. It's Tella. Tella, heavy touch. Bobcats got it back, though. Albino. Risdalsness, he'll send the ball in. Looking for Montessarin. Knocked away there by St. Peter's. Harry Davison getting in front of that one. Bobcats controlled most of the momentum so far in this contest. A few chances for the Peacocks. Still nothing to show for it on the score sheet. William Holland's goal.
No shots either.
Early in the 11th minute. Still the lone goal in this one. A little back and forth between Balbino and Montessarin. Amounted to nothing. Bobcats regrouping. Matoba back on the offensive side again. He goes down. Might have pulled the jersey there by Holt. That's what the referee signaled. So another free kick for the Bobcats. Quite a few fouls so far.
Absolutely has not been the least chippiest game, I would say. A lot of physical playing. 6
apiece so far. Bobcats go on attack on offense again. It's Tella into the box. Shoots it left-footed. Deflected away. Risdalsness the rebound. Drop pass. She deflected in front again. It goes outside. Tello got in front. It was Carlson who sent it across. Goes wide. Out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for St. Peter's. Looks like they've got a trio of substitutions coming on as well.
Here you'll see that first substitutions for the Peacocks.
1 second to get those substitutions. It's Omre Etienne, Davis Barnes, and if I'm not mistaken, TJ Vickery entering the game.
That's who it looks like it is.
For the Peacocks. First trio to come off the bench for St. Peter's. They look to inject some life into the offense. St. Peter's looks for the equalizer before the end of the first half. The 35th minute, St. Peter's sends it in deep. One of those new substitutions now getting a touch. Ball's inside. Now it's Holt. Holt moves into the 18. 4 Bobcats swarm him. They were playing with the advantage. Foul called, they'll say, just outside the 18. It was Omre Etienne with the initial chance. Sent it ahead to Holt. He went down. And I'm saying maybe 2 feet. Might be a foot outside the 18. Bobcats fortunate not to have a penalty called.
And you're seeing the Peacocks really turn it up in these last 10 minutes. I feel they're going to do that. Try and get an equalizer before half. Feel good at going into the second half. It will be Strell.
So Strell will take it. A prime scoring opportunity here. You'll see one of the Bobcats laying down behind the 4-person wall. I think it was Lim. As now the referee blows the whistle. Strell's shot sent high and wide. Still no shots on goal there. Prime chance for the top scorer in the MAAC. Couldn't convert. Bobcats catch a break.
Absolutely. Tried to take it himself. Just went a little bit too high.
So Quinnipiac, Cardona slowing things down. Referee telling Cardona to hurry things up. 36 plus gone in the first half. So one of the things the women's head coach here at Quinnipiac talked about, Dave Clark, wants the referees to be consistent. They're going to talk about the end of games wanting players to hurry up and get the ball in play. Do it in the first half as well, not just when a team's trailing late. Seeing the referees setting the authority here early on.
Absolutely. They have not let anything slide so far. You've seen them using their firm voices, reprimanding the players.
Bobcats now have the ball in the box again. Dawson's got it to Montesser and tries to work around a couple Peacocks defenders, deflected away. It's going out near the goal line, will stay in. Montesser trying to get possession back, can't do so. Daryl Etienne will send it out, finds the head of Holt. He flips it up, gets the ball back, goes by Matoba. Great move there. Now sends it down to Strel. Strel has Ost to beat. Ost gets there first and sends it away. Another good job getting back on the defensive side for the Bobcats.
Great high IQ defensive play right there by Ost.
So now a throw in for the Peacocks. About around the 18.
Yeah, it looked like Strel just kind of ran out of gas at the end right there.
Got almost everyone up, either in the box or just outside. Thrown in, knocked away. Holt gets it outside the 18, plays it back. Omer Etienne, he'll chip it in. Might have been looking for someone to streak by. Nobody cutting. Cleanly fielded by Cardona. Omer Etienne just entering the contest. The senior, first cousins with Daryl Etienne. Have to make sure to say the first and last name here to avoid confusion. Daryl, the sophomore midfielder, seemingly playing fullback so far. He's been more on the defensive side, but has been involved in the offense. 6'2", out of Patterson, New Jersey. Him and O'Gara been the bright spots on the defensive side.
Absolutely. Just the anchors of the defense, and you see O'Gara trying to be an anchor of the offense as well.
Playing well, keeping the Peacocks deficit to just one. Another throw-in for St. Peter's. This one will come a lot deeper. About 5 yards away from the corner flag. Maybe a little farther back. That's where the Peacocks will take it. Again, a little more aggressive now, playing it in quick. It's Holt. Holt looking for Strel. He misses on the shot. Rebound controlled by O'Gara. Now they'll have to play it back. Omer Etienne. He'll try a shot deflected by Lim. And now it's grabbed by one of the Bobcats for a moment. It's Balbino. He couldn't control it. Too heavy of a touch, goes out of bounds. Peacocks will get another chance to go on offense.
And just a lapse in defense on Strel. You saw him wide open there. Just couldn't get a foot to the ball.
Into the 40th minute. 1-0 Bobcats. And courtesy of William Hollum. The 10-12 mark in the first half. Assist to Sivert Risdalsness. The lone goal so far. Peacocks looking to answer. Just joining us, Zach Naffah, joined alongside Luke Goldberg. Bobcat Game Day here. You'll be joining us through QBSN at theqbsn.com/listen, as well as q30tv.com/watch. If you missed out on the pregame coverage, Zach Stokinger, Rose Carrotta, Brittney Bronleben, and Brady Mullen breaking down all things MAAC soccer, especially focusing in on this matchup. Now the ball is played in the box again. Cardona will grab it. Strel.
Great awareness right there.
Looking for somebody. Couldn't find anyone except for the mitts of Cardona. Bobcats will slow things down again.
5 minutes to play. They're going to try and slow it down, try and stop this offensive surge by the Peacocks.
If you're joining us here through theqbsn.com/listen, we'll take a break here for halftime. You won't want to miss the halftime coverage we have on the Q30 side. Make sure to head to q30tv.com/watch. You won't miss either of us during the game, but you will get not only the breakdown from the four in Studio 125 in the Student Center, you'll also get a halftime interview. Q30's Beckett Calkins talking to one of the coaches. You will not want to miss it. For now, 4 minutes remaining in the first half.
Yeah, absolutely. Both coaches have been very vocal with the refs today, Ron. I'd love to see how they're feeling going into the second half.
Physical contest, still no cards, still no scoring for the Peacocks, but they've had their chances. The Bobcats seemingly, though, controlling the majority of this game. O'Gara just out-muscles Montessarin for that ball. Tries to get it by Tella, and Will. Now he moves by 2 more defenders. O'Gara doing a great job. Now he sends it forward. Moving with some speed. The Peacocks just outside the box. It's Strell. Tries to play it across. Nobody there for the Peacocks. Bobcats send it away. Now the Bobcats on the other side. Montessarin to Risdalsness. Risdalsness trying to work by the defender. Drops it back to Balbino. Balbino turns back to Matoba. Matoba to Lim. Lim will now play to Miller at the midfield line. Back to Matoba. He'll go all the way back to Ost. Just past midfield now. Ahead to Tella. Tella drops it off. Far sideline. Ball sent in on the ground. Deflected out by Micah O'Gara.
And once again, just
second corner kick of the game for the Bobcats. We'll see who takes it this time with Ferreira on the bench.
It will be Alex Miller, the substitute.
2.5 minutes remaining in the first half between the Quinnipiac Bobcats and the St. Peter's Peacocks. Both teams 0-1 in conference play thus far, looking for their first win at conference play. Miller plays it quick to Lim. Lim near the outside of the 18. Plays it in over the head of Pinto. Nobody there. Trying to keep it in as Tella. Can't get there. Goal kick for St. Peter's. Just over 2 minutes left. We'll see how much pace they move with as they try to get things tied up before the first half ends. Conrad gets it down. He'll trot back. Gets the Peacock set. Sends it deep. Not as deep as he had earlier on. That ball died in the air. Peacocks keep possession. O'Gara now looks ahead for Holt. Headed away by Pinto. Right to Balbino. He tries to get it by Rodriguez. Can't do so. No call originally. There it is. Foul on Balbino. Rodriguez went down. Minute 30 here. Holt gets ready for a free kick.
They're going to have to move quick here.
Roughly 20 or so yards past the midfield line. Peacocks get their offense set. You can hear the coaches saying to hold the line for the Bobcats. Ball sent in. Headed away. Second chance. Settle down Rodriguez. Now it's done. Back to Holt. He'll send it all the way back. O'Gara. O'Gara plays it deep. It's Strell. Strell gets a head on it. Way wide. And it'll be a goal kick. Final minute of the first half here.
Yeah, just hasn't been able to find control of those very few shot opportunities he's had.
Cardona sets it on the line. Almost all the Bobcats up towards the midfield line now. Looking to just waste the final 30 seconds here of the half. Cardona sends it in. Headed down. Matoba sends it way down the St. Peter's end past their bench. St. Peter's really going to have to work with some pace now if they want a chance. 20 seconds left in the first half.
They want that chance.
You can hear them vocally getting ready to go. Daryl Etienne throws it down deep, headed back out by Balbino. Etienne again tries to get it to Holt. Once more, Balbino will send it down. And that'll be it for the first half here in Hamden. 1-0 Bobcats over the Peacocks here as we've reached halftime. William Hollum got the Bobcats on the board. 10-12 into the first half. Assist to Sivert Risdalsness after that. Bobcats had a few more chances. Peacocks had a few chances of their own. Couldn't get past Nicholas Cardona. Luke, before we head back to the studio for Bobcat Game Day, what'd you think of the first half yourself?
I'm loving seeing these surges from both teams. You saw it in the early part of the first half by the Bobcats, able to put it in. Peacocks, they're getting their stride. They're seeing those opportunities. They're getting shots on the net. Not on goal, though. And we'll see if they can continue that surge into the second half.
Well, for those of you tuning in to Bobcat Game Day on Q30TV.com/watch, make sure you don't go anywhere. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, the guys... Everyone in the studio, the guys, Zach Stokinger and Brady Mullen, as well as Rose Carrotta and Brittney Bronleben, will have some halftime analysis and a halftime interview with one of the coaches. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back on Bobcat Game Day shortly And make sure to come back to the QBSN.com/listen in about 15 minutes for the second half.
Guys! We had to make a commercial for #that right now. What do we do?
How long do we have? We only had 2 months to do this.
We could explain that it's a pop culture news show that covers everything from movies, music, and video games.
Yeah, and we can also talk about how there's pre-recorded segments that vary from reviews to in-depth discussions.
We should also mention that it broadcasts live every Monday at 7 p.m. on Q30TV.com/watch.
I think that covers everything. Did you guys get that down?
There are a lot of temptations facing young people today, like electronic cigarettes and skateboarding. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes. This can lead today's youth to a lifelong addiction and severe lung damage. Recall and consider the facts before making a poor decision.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Welcome back into Studio 125 for the halftime update. I'm Zach Stokinger alongside Brittney Bronleben, Rose Carrotta, and Brady Mullen. Quinnipiac currently leads 1-0, and it was an exciting first half. Now, guys, what are your initial thoughts on the first half? Brittney, we'll start with you.
I mean, this is how I thought this game was going to go. It's kind of an even matchup. Quinnipiac up 1-0, but again, they've been dominating offensively, but really not really surprised. I feel like once St. Peter's finally works into the 18 and get into the 6, get some shots going, they'll be a closer game. But again, not really surprised. I expected this to be a close matchup.
I agree with you. It's kind of what we talked about before. I think there's been a lot of really good second efforts from the defense, which is why Cardona hasn't really faced a lot of shots. They've been kind of locking down on it. I was very happy with Holland's goal. I thought it was a great effort by him. He was one of the people I had down thinking about getting on the score sheet earlier, so I really like that. That's most of what I have.
Yeah, and you talked about Cardona there. I just want to point that out, by the way, Brittney. Cardona did get the start. I was right. But I think Tagamatoba has completely locked down Streel, and I was expecting that, to be honest. I didn't think he was going to do anything, and he hasn't so far. So I just want to say, told you so for 2 things now. But defense is looking fantastic. Streel has 1 shot. The Peacocks themselves as a team only have 1 shot on goal and 3 shots across the board. But they're not finding the back of the net, and they barely have had any possession, if you've been listening to the call by Zach Naffah and Luke Goldberg. And as Zach and Luke said, offense is the best defense. So if they can't touch the ball, then they're doing a pretty dang good job.
All right, guys. Well, I think we've reached all our first half thoughts, but let's take a look at the first half highlights. Roll the tape. First half action now. Quinnipiac versus St. Peter's. Let's get right into it, though. We're going to mention again, Nick Cardona getting the start today, getting the warm-up going. First half action in the 7th minute. Quinnipiac's Francisco Ferreira takes a free kick into the box, but St. Peter's is going to clear it away. Now later, Ferreira gets it down into William Holland. Holland finds Seguro, but it's going to be knocked down by the keeper. Later, Restolsness finds Sixton Carlson. Carlson back over. The ball's right there for Siebert Restolsness, but it is tipped away. Back in the box. Carlson gets around, knocked around, but William Holland gets into the back of the net. It's 1-0 Bobcats. As you can see now, Holland celebrates for the camera. Bobcats are up 1-0. Later, down the end, it's going to be Seeger Johnson he's going to find a defender there in Drew Seguro. Seguro, ball goes off the post. Pretty good first half for the Bobcats, if I do have to say. The Bobcats just scored 10 minutes into the game. Guys, how important was it for Quinnipiac to get ahead that fast, that early? Brittney, let's start with you.
I think it's really important. They kind of have this momentum now. Going into the second half, they have that 1 goal. They're up. They just have to make sure they continue to play good offense and control defensively. As we said, Cardona's only had 1 save so far. He really hasn't faced any shots. The defense has been able to clear that ball. So if they keep that up, I think it'll be great. Brady, what do you think?
Yeah, I think the Bobcats, they've had a lot of opportunities in front of the net, as we just saw, thanks to Zach's beautiful highlight read, might I add.
I tried my best.
Of course. But they had a lot of opportunities, but they're just not capitalizing on them. So I think once they start capitalizing on those, that's when they'll start finding it in the back of the net, and that'll be a really good thing for the Bobcats, and they can just put the final nails in the coffin for this game.
I was really happy with how much they were playing in St. Peter's offensive third there, or their defensive third, sorry. And I really think that if they didn't get this first goal of the game, I would have been very worried. Looking back at some of their past games, out of 4 of their 5 losses, the other team scored first. So I think that's just a depiction of the need for Quinnipiac to get on the board early. Also, both of the wins they've had this season, they have also scored first. So I'm very confident that this is going to be another one where they've gotten the early lead and they're just going to keep going.
Let's switch to the other side of the pitch, though, St. Peter's. We talked a little bit about how the Bobcats have to attack St. Peter's on the defensive side. What's going wrong for the Peacocks, guys? Brady?
Their only answer is Streel, and as I mentioned earlier, Tagovailoa is doing a fantastic job. He has 1 shot, and he looks severely frustrated on that pitch. He's looking for calls, but the refs are allowing a very physical game here, which I love. It's a physical sport. Let the kids play. Let the men play, pardon me. But I think that the Bobcats don't have to change anything, and St. Peter's has to figure something out because there's no one else but Streel. And I don't know. We talked about who could step up, but I'm not seeing anything from my answers. Etienne or Dunn, they're not doing anything. Etienne has 1 shot on goal, I believe, or 1 shot, not even on goal, but I just don't think there's many options for the Peacocks here.
I agree with you. I think that the midfielders need to be stepping up more, and with Streel being locked down, I thought about it during the first half. You said you think that they're going to lock Streel down, and I have to give it to you. I think they've been able to hold him off pretty well.
I have to agree with both of you guys. Streel has really done nothing this game. So far, the Peacocks have 3 shots in total, 1 on goal. So they really haven't been getting the shots near the goal, which is not helping you in a situation when you're down. You need to score. But Martise Conrad for St. Peter's, the goalie, has 4 saves. He's doing a great job. This could be a different game if he wasn't making the saves. So he's doing a great job. He just needs the offense to make some sort of production.
And I mean, you take a look at it in that first half highlight, pretty decent save. Couple things just haven't gone Conrad's way in the defensive side. And I think give St. Peter's the credit. They've had a decent game in the back line besides the goal, obviously. But now it's time to head to a commercial break. But when we come back, we'll take a look at what needs to change for St. Peter's. We a little bit discussed that already, and we will be right back.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
No, I'm not gambling.
Live from the Piazza, it's Quinnipiac tonight!
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depressing stuff. You alright?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
Welcome back into the studio. As we mentioned before, St. Peter's struggled offensively, and they're not getting many opportunities, guys. Who on this team do you think is going to be able to break the curse right now? It's not even a curse, but I'd have to say it's a curse right now. They can't get anything going.
Exactly, and as I mentioned before the break and also in the pre-show, I had faith in Etienne and Dunn, but Chris Dunn has done nothing so far, and Etienne has 1 shot, like I mentioned, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I don't know who else is going to step up. We talked about Koval the first year. I don't even know if he's touched the field so far this game, but I think that you're just kind of running out of time. And I don't know if I have a specific player, but overall, they just have to fix their sloppy passes. They're trying to force things that aren't there. And once you just calm down and play the game that you know you can, and maybe they don't even have a game that they can play, but I'm hoping they do as a Division I soccer team. But I think that it's just got to be a team thing here, and you can't just rely on Streel so much. So I don't know if it's one player, but I think it's just got to be a chemistry that's built quickly during this halftime break.
I mean, honestly, in a game like this, especially a sport like soccer, anything can really happen. I mean, you and I just saw earlier during this week, the women's soccer team ended up tying Fairfield very, very late into the game, 40 seconds left.
Yeah.
Honestly, I could see this being a very close game where you don't really know what's going to happen up until those 5 minutes where teams really start to get desperate. And I think that if Streel isn't able to produce and the midfield isn't able to back him up, I could see somebody coming out of the woodwork, someone you really don't expect. I'm not sure yet, but some of the midfielders you mentioned, like Etienne earlier or Vaughn that I brought up, I think that some of them are going to be able to come out and show off what they have.
I'm going to have to agree with both you guys. I think it's a team effort. Everyone needs to improve. They got to help out the defense. St. Peter's is really struggling in that midfield line. They just keep losing the ball, not getting to their offensive zone. They have to work on their passing, as you said. But I really don't know if anyone could step up. They're really relying on Streel, and the Bobcats got them locked down. So someone's got to step up and be like, all right, if Streel can't score, I got to score. Maybe Leo Cavell, as we said, maybe he gets a goal going. But
I like that one.
I think there's a chance, but I just really don't know if they're going to, if Bobcats got Streel, someone's going to step up.
All right, guys, before we head back, let's get some quick score predictions. Brady?
I'm thinking, I don't know, 3-0 Bobcats. I think they're going to get 2 quick ones here. This game's going to be put away in the fridge with the Jell-O and the eggs on the top shelf.
I guess we're stepping away from the close game. I honestly think I could see this being 2-1, maybe some late goals from both teams at the end, but still Bobcats coming out on top.
I'm about to agree with you. I'm going 2-1. That's what I said before the game. It's still a close matchup. I think St. Peter's able to score, but the Bobcats going to get another one really late.
I'm going to have to say we may just get a 1-0. I think it's going to be 1-0. I don't know about I think St. Peter's will be able to come out of the second half.
Would you consider a tie?
No
shot.
Bobcats winning all the way, but I'm taking a 1-0 victory for the Bobcats. That's all the time we have for our halftime show. But don't worry about us. We'll be right back after the final whistle to go over everything in the second half. It's time to send it over to the Quinnipiac Soccer Stadium, where Zach and Luke have the call. Guys, take it away.
Back here from the Quinnipiac Soccer and Lacrosse Stadium. If you're just joining us, I'm Zach Naffah, joined alongside Luke Goldberg. If you're tuned into Bobcat Gameday, you just got your halftime coverage from everyone at the studio. A couple score predictions from all of them. And so I'll start it off, Luke. You got a score prediction. Bobcats ahead 1-0 at the half. William Holland, the lone goal so far. What do you think the final score is going to be?
I think it's going to be 2-1 Bobcats. I feel like the Bobcats, or the Peacocks, are going to come on strong to start this second half. Maybe get one in on a lapse in judgment. But the Bobcats will close it out with a 2-1 victory, I feel.
That's the consensus so far. 2-1 goal score prediction from both Brittney and Rose at the Q30 Bobcat Gameday halftime predictions. Zach Stokinger had 1-0. Brady Mullen had 3-0. I'm going to go right in the middle of them. I'm going to go 2-0 Bobcats. The Bobcats' offense has been good all year long. Their defense has really stepped up. Last game against the University of New Haven, so far in this one, holding Tim Strell and the Peacocks in check. Looking for back-to-back clean sheets from Nicholas Cardona.
What a great motivator going into MAAC play with 2 straight shutouts.
So with a final few seconds before we get ready for the second half here, those of you joining us on the Quinnipiac Bobcat Sports Network, QBSN, as well as Q30 TV with Bobcat Game Day coverage. We saw the success from the defensive side in the first half. What do the Bobcats need to do? St. Peter's going to make adjustments. What do the Bobcats need to do or continue doing to hold St. Peter's off the score sheet?
You just got to keep that off-ball defense going. You see the little pushing and shoving, not enough to draw a foul. Just keep being chippy on the defensive side. Keep 2 or 3 guys on the ball player, especially keep 2 guys on Tim Strell. They've done such a great job containing him so far. And on the offensive side, just keep that high pressure. Look for the counterattacks. They've been able to go good on them, but also control the rebounds off the shots. You saw on that goal score, there was like 4 shots on goal before they finally got to keep in. Just stay persistent in those rebounds. Eventually one of them will fall.
St. Peter's 3 total shots. They did get 1 shot on goal, according to the stats now. Quinnipiac 9 shots, 5 on goal, 1 in the back of the net. Quinnipiac got 2 corners in the first half. Fouls 8 on the Bobcats, 7 on the Peacocks. Still yet to see a card so far in the contest. Quinnipiac will start the second half with possession in their home whites, going left to right now.
And if Quinnipiac can pull this one out, they'll continue their surge on the Peacocks. Since their first 5 matchups where they started 0-4-1, they have been 6-3-1, just been able to get goals on and beat the Peacocks whenever they can.
6-7-2 all time. This would make it a 500 record against St. Peter's. Peacocks in their blue, going right to left. Conrad, the keeper, in his orange set. Cardona, the Bobcats keeper, his vibrant pink set. Might be one of my favorite goalkeeper sets I've seen.
I have to say, the pink is nice. I like the orange. Yellow's a little bit too much highlighter to me, but pink is good.
And play is underway. We're ready to go here in the second half. Bobcats play it back. It was William Hollum right back to Francisco Ferreira. Bobcats will now look to play it up in the offensive end. Tella worked off by Micah O'Garo, and O'Garo, who we mentioned had an excellent first half on the defensive side after that goal was scored for Quinnipiac, gets an early foul here just mere seconds into the second half.
And there was no question about that one. Definitely pulled him down to the ground.
Tella remains out there, came in on as a substitute in the first half, but now we'll get the start the second half. Peacocks get possession back. Daryl Etienne plays it up ahead. Ball will be deflected out of play. Throw in for the Peacocks. McCurlane had possession, knocked out of bounds by Sager Johnson. Ball will be sent ahead by Etienne. Back and forth in the midfield. Now it'll be sent deep by the Peacocks. Pinto there to get it for the Bobcats. Plays it all the way back to Cardona. He sends it right back up towards midfield. Etienne goes flying over Sager Johnson. Got the deflection on it. Bobcats now in possession, though.
Advantage on Sager Johnson.
Ferreira will send it deep. Too much on it. Will roll harmlessly to the feet of Conrad. Doesn't even bother picking it up. Just plays it right across the defensive line. Harry Davison had played it over to O'Garo. Deflected out by the Bobcats to throw for St. Peter's. Bobcats arguing there was a deflection. DaCosta yelling at the near side referee. To no avail. Call stands. Peacocks get the throw. O'Garo. I don't know if that ball ever entered play fully.
No, I don't think it did.
But Strell able to keep it in.
And it looks like Holt is injured. Seeing him hobble. Struggling to get past the half-field mark.
Meanwhile, on the other side, Bobcats get the ball into the box. Sager Johnson working against Davison. Davison on the box out, keeps it away. Goal kick now for the for the Peacocks.
And Holt still grimacing in pain.
I think it might have been his cleat, actually.
Oh, really?
He retied his cleat. Now he's moving. I think the cleat might have been stepped on or something.
You double knot those shoes, kids.
Was able to fix his boot. And back right in the play as now that one goes off of Tella. And now Carlson goes down. Back and forth there with O'Garo. No call. Throw in here for St. Peter's.
We'll run a little gingerly.
That one
goes towards us.
On the throw, deflected into the stands.
I was ready.
Off the head of Ost. I've yet to have that happen in my 4 years here now.
We've seen a few boots go far.
I have not had a ball go into the broadcast booth, the press box. But a few have gone into the stands. A few have gone, actually, I remember one, I think it was last year, was sent way deep, might have gone all the way above the stands. Wow. On that concourse area. But especially in those late game situations where you just want to kill time, you'll send that ball as far as you
Exactly.
can away from the defense. Bobcats not going to look to do that yet, just minutes into the opening half, nursing a one-goal lead. In the later stages, definitely a possibility. Now they work to go on offense. Hollum tries to play to Tella. Good job again by O'Garo. He goes down, foul called on Mullen. O'Garo gets right back up, plays it ahead to Holt. Holt with Strell as well as Barnes. Davis Barnes down the side, looks ahead, tries to cross it to Strell. Couldn't get it higher in enough. Cardona grabs it, holds his left hand out, settle things down like, I got this.
We'll be good.
It's played excellent so far. Great positioning. So now the Bobcats send it up. Ost up ahead. Hollum flicks it forward. Peacocks get in front of it. Now Davison, wearing a captain band for St. Peter's, plays it all the way back to Conrad. Conrad looks ahead. Daryl Etienne, he plays it forward. A strong header, but nobody there besides João Pinto for the Bobcats. Slowing things down. Now it's Rizdalsness. Rizdalsness to Ost. Plays it up to Tella. Tella will give and go with Rizdalsness. He plays it through to Carlson. Carlson enters the box on the near side. His shot. Conrad gloves it down.
Lost it for a second.
Didn't play it cleanly. It dropped it.
Great ball movement by the Bobcats right there.
Tella had a chance to play it away and go and get it. Now Peacocks will try to settle things down. We'll look to go on the far side now, sending it deep. I think one of the Peacocks had been offsides, had to regroup, and as a result, nobody there. Cardona, all the time in the world, plays it across now to Ost. Now look ahead. Carlson gets by two Peacocks, now plays it back to Ferreira. He keeps it away from Strell. Now tries to work by Rodriguez, tripped up. He goes down. No card, a foul will be called. A quick conversation between the official and Rodriguez there.
No card just yet, but definitely leaning on the edge of it.
So Ost will take the free kick in the Bobcats' end. About 6 minutes gone here in the second half. Bobcats still lead 1-0. They play it back to Cardona. Cardona settles things down, takes a touch, sends it up to Tella. Plays it off his chest, now down to Ferreira. Looks ahead, Hollum. Touches inside now to Tella. Tella through the legs of Barnes. Got the ball back. And off of Tella, throw in for St. Peter's. O'Garo goes quick.
Not happy with that call.
Looked for Barnes. Ferreira took it away from him. Now Mullen with it. Plays it back to Pinto. He turns, sends it all the way back to Cardona. Gives it up. Now it's going to be Carlson on the near side. Tries to play it ahead to Tella. Deflected. Little nudge from O'Garo. Carlson's going to have to head it forward. Now Holt had a chance just out of his reach. Ost back to get it. St. Peter's forcing the Bobcats to play in their own half. Barnes plays it into the 18. Interesting play there. Ost could have just let it go to Cardona. He played it himself. Cardona had to kick it forwards. Now O'Garo with it. Up to Holt. Holt to Barnes. Or excuse me, Somov. He loses possession. Bobcats go the other way. Mullen. Sigurd Johnson drops to Matoba. Tiger Matoba to Ferreira. Ferreira switches fields. Tella, he's got some space. Plays it in the box. Hollum tried to deflect it back, not on the same page. But now Carlson has it. Plays it into Rizdalsness, enters the box. Good job there by Rodriguez. The foul is going to be called. Not sure if it was on Carlson or on Rizdalsness. Peacocks will get to clear it now.
Yeah, just right in the face defense right there in the box. Not letting an inch of space to the Bobcats.
Peacocks looking for the equalizer. Collision there. That one's going to be called on Matoba. I believe it was once again Dunn or Rodriguez.
Yeah, it looks like him.
I think it was Rodriguez went down. So now a chance. Holt's going to take the free kick. See 7 Peacocks up into the box. Heads in off the back of Strell. Cardona
is there.
Holds on to it. Makes sure to get his feet down and hold his positioning.
We've seen a rotation of Bobcat goalies in net. Cardona definitely making a case for why he should be the lone starter.
Second consecutive start, has yet to allow a goal in a start. Now a deep ball connects to Sigurd Johnson. He's onside. Waits for reinforcements. He's got Hollum and Tella. Now he moves into the box. Sigurd Johnson still holds shot. Blocked in front.
Guess who?
O'Garo Davison was there as well. Barnes now plays it up. Holt holds off Ferreira. Switches fields. Trying to get it ahead. It's kept in bounds. Great run there by McErlane. Now he'll send it forward. Strell has got to get by 2 Bobcats. He puts a hand on the back of Carlson. Carlson turns and looks at him, still running for the ball. He knew the referee was blowing the whistle. He does. The foul called there. Bobcats will have it outside their own 18. Osh doesn't even want the 10 yards from Strell. He just plays it right away across to Pinto. Pinto now looking deep. Looking for Hollum. Plays it far ahead. That's Davison. Has it to Daryl Etienne. He plays it ahead. Ferreira gets possession back for the Bobcats. And once again, they'll look to go back on their own end and regroup. Pinto up ahead, Ferreira to Tello. One touch back to Ferreira. A little give and go. Ferreira goes down. Advantage for a second. Ferreira rolling around on the turf. The referee now blows the whistle. St. Peter sent it forward. Somov went. Gave his apologies to Ferreira. He's back up. Free kick here for the Bobcats.
Definitely grabbing the knee there. Might have been showing a little, but he looks good now. I'll be careful on that knee going forward.
Ferreira, the junior from Portugal. May not wear a captain band, but he's one of the unofficial leaders on this team. Joined the squad in 2023 as a first year. Ended that season injured. But he's been a key player for this team. And as he's grown, his aspirations for this team have grown as well. Another player whose goal is to win the MAAC. Cares more about the team effort than the individual accolades. He works to try to get this ball back, deflects off of him all the way back to the St. Peter's back line. All the way back to Conrad for the Peacocks. He'll try to get it past midfield. O'Garo, who deflected off Tella, stays in bounds. Now Tella gets possession. He'll look ahead. Can't get it past the back line to Sigurd Johnson. Peacocks have it in the midfield. It's Holt. Plays it back to Daryl Etienne. Now the referee's going to stop the clock.
Looks like we have an injured Bobcat.
I think it's Ferreira.
Yeah, we saw him grabbing that knee earlier. Looking like it's still bothering him.
Squatting down, waving the trainer out. 56-53 showing on the scoreboard. 1-0 Bobcats. Trainer out to check on him.
He's back on his feet.
He's going to jog off on the far side.
Not looking like they need to sub him out just yet. They might take a second on the sideline.
Needing a second to gather himself. Made sure he could re-enter from the far side. The trainer will head back towards the Quinnipiac bench. Still 1-0 Bobcats if you're joining us. I'm Zach Naffah, joined alongside Luke Goldberg. Listening on theqbsn.com/listen for Quinnipiac Bobcat Sports Network exclusive coverage, but we also have coverage through Q30 TV, Bobcat Game Day, pregame, halftime, postgame coverage. Excellent show so far. Zach Stokinger hosting Rose Carrotta, Brittney Bronleben, and Brady Mullen. We're back underway here.
As you were talking, we saw Robin Muir come in for the Peacocks as number 21. Sorry, number 28, Davis Barnes came in.
So now the Peacocks have possession. Ferreira has rejoined. So even strength for both squads. As we approach the final 30 or so minutes of the contest. St. Peter's looking deep. Again, just trying to find Strell. He will get possession. Pinto right there. Drops it back. A shot. And that one, Harry Caned way over the goal.
Sails over a Hail Mary right there.
It's McErlane, the sophomore forward out of the Cambridge United Kingdom.
Oh, wow.
He really Harry Caned that one.
And I like to see Strell keep that ball on his foot. The defender wasn't too up close on him. I mean, he might be a little bit in his head just because the defense has been playing so tight on him. He thought he had to pass that ball, but he had time to make a play on it.
Not a lot of action for Cardona in net. The Bobcats would love to keep it that way. They've had some question marks in goal. Neil Balderrama as well as Matthew Pisani have both suited up between the pipes for Quinnipiac. Neither one of them have had a stranglehold on the position, so Cardona's getting his turn to start. Shutout against New Haven on Tuesday, and no goals allowed so far. Hasn't had a lot to do, but if you're a goaltender, you could take a nap in that net, and that's totally fine for you.
And I mean, a good rotation of goaltenders is goalkeepers is good to have in this sport. If they could all clean up a few flaws, this would be a great rotation going down the stretch of the season.
Ball deflected out, so now we'll see if Cardona has much to do here on the first corner of the game for the Peacocks. Ball sent in. Right curl on it. Trying to find
bicycle kick.
Curlane on the bike. Couldn't connect there. St. Peter's holds possession. It's Robin Moore. Plays it back all the way to Daryl Etienne. He tries to send it on the far side of the 18. Too far ahead. Might have been offsides. Cardona will get this one easily.
Looking for Holt. Just couldn't get the angle right.
It's Tiernan Garvey who tried off the initial corner attempt. Not sure if he got a foot on it at all. Now the Bobcats the other way. Matoba sends it deep. Hollum gets there. He plays it ahead to Ristolsnes. Bobcats just outside the 18. Ristolsnes plays it across now. Hollum enters the box. Moves in. Drops it back. Ferreira holds. Moen's shot. Too far and high.
They
Not
had the
on goal.
numbers. Wasn't settling for a shot. They wanted to find the right one. They had it. Just couldn't get the aim right.
It's tough to judge how much a player really misses on a shot because even the most minuscule centimeter or millimeter up or down could send the ball feet, even yards, up, down, right, left. So while Moen's shot, as well as the shot on the other side a few moments ago for the Peacocks, aren't on target, they are still chances. You just hope that they can get them a little more up, down, over.
We have another
on
injured
goal.
Peacock. Looks to be Samuel Rudford.
Trainer goes to check on him. Bobcats players head over. Catch some Gatorade bottles from their teammates.
Saw a few of them trying to play a little bit of footy with them.
Some hydration. Now, a lot of times with ball control, you practice juggling, right?
Exactly.
I wonder if some of them practice juggling the Gatorade bottles.
I just said that.
Exactly.
I
wonder
one of
if
them doing it.
But I wonder if they practice that ahead of time. To just,
well,
in case you get a low throw, be able to deflect it right up to yourself and catch it.
Exactly.
Because the worst thing you want is for the Gatorade bottle to hit the ground, cap pop off, and there goes all your water.
That's just a nightmare.
You got to grab another one. Don't want to make your teammates do that on the bench.
That makes losing the game even worse.
Those important. You got to have those important practice the tosses.
Exactly. It's not all about the game.
For the players.
It's about your craftsmanship.
Rutherford looks to be back up. He's walking towards the sideline. I haven't seen anyone go over for a substitute, so I wonder if he'll just go off and then try to re-enter.
And both sides have been able to go off, come back, covered pretty quickly. No one wants to see an injured player.
Just past the 60-minute mark. 60 minutes, 8 seconds gone by to be exact. So under 30 minutes left to play. Runford doing a little bit of jogging on the sideline, testing out what might be his knee. And St. Peter's will have possession. Referee signals clock to start, and they're ready to go. And Conrad will kick it now. Miscommunication between the clock operator as well as the referee. The official blew his whistle, didn't want the clock to start. I think they were waiting for Conrad to actually send the ball in play. So now we're going to have to take a moment to get the clock right. I was at the 60-minute, 8-second mark.
Not 6 minutes.
Now we'll reset to the 6-minute, 6-second mark. So it accidentally let 8 seconds go by before the referee noticed. There we go. We're at the 60-minute, 6-second mark. Referee might have had the time difference on his watch.
Yep.
Go off of that, not the scoreboard. They're ready to go. And when Conrad boots it, clock is back underway. We're ready to go. Ball's headed by Dawson's to Hollum. Hollum to Mullen. Sliding tackle there. O'Garo had the ball first. He's not happy with that call. Mullen trying to work quick. O'Garo had to get up and away from it. Ferreira. Now he's going to take his time, slow things down.
Ferreira will give the cool down, guys. Let's get this game back on the way.
Bobcats wanted to work quick. I think St. Peter's did a little bit of gamesmanship there. Slow to get up.
Absolutely.
Not wanting to move over, looking at the referee like you're not aware that you're in front of the ball. But now the Bobcats will work it down the far side. Mullen tries to get by.
Great defense.
Can't do so.
By
Great
Garvey.
play. Garvey coming alive in the second half. And now that one, I think it might have been a handball.
Yeah, a little bit too high.
Gerlain. So now the Bobcats will have a free kick. About halfway between the goal line and midfield. Ferreira will take it.
Conrad directing his team.
Strell, the lone man at the wall. All the others in the box. Sent in. Right off the head of Davison. Right back to Ferreira. He'll play it back a little aggressively to Matoba. Gives it forward. Sigurd Johnson. He looks up. Finds Ristolsnes. Ristolsnes ball into the box. Looking for Pinto. Can't get a boot. Tella saves it. Keeps it in. Hollum couldn't get by Rutford. Now to the box again. A shot from Pinto off the back of Davison. Great positioning to keep that one out. All the way to the Bobcats bench for a throw-in. Great defense by the Peacocks.
I said at the beginning of this game, this team loves to block shots in their games. They're continuing to do it throughout the second half.
Carlson will take the throw. Gives it to Tella. Right back, Carlson. The triangle set up with Ferreira on the drop back. Now up ahead. Tella switching to midfield to Ristolsnes. He'll play deep. Mullen controls. No offsides. He stayed on. Plays across too much. Looking for Hollum. Curled away. St. Peter's will try to go and switch fields. Do just that, keeping the ball in bounds. It's Strell trying to work against Ost. Ost plays it ahead. Ferreira. Peacocks bench and coaches looking for a handball. Nothing there. St. Peter's with some urgency here. Matoba now on the far line. Gives it up to Pinto. Pinto up ahead. It's Ferreira. Ferreira, he's got a runner. It's Carlson. He has to wait for the ball to meet him. Now he goes ahead to Tella. Tella in the box to Mullen. Mullen, onside shot. Hollum deflected, diving save, punched away. He'll stay in bounds. Ristolsnes has it. He'll let it go, setting up the corner. Great play there by Conrad to punch it away.
Has been stellar all day long today.
Chance there. Moritz Conrad diving to his right, punching it away. First corner of the half for the Bobcats. Ferreira will take it. Took the first corner. Same thing, far sideline. But on the opposite side, it curls away. His shot will curl in. Chance to go direct. 2 arms up. He's ready. Play it short, looking for Hollum, deflected away. Right back to Ferreira. Second ball played in off the head of a defender and cleared out by the Peacocks. Mullen will run over. Keep it in bounds, settle it. Second chance here, Ristolsnes. Outside the 18, drops it down. Carlson, his pass on the
wide
goal.
Open.
Shot.
Yes!
And Hollum has his second of the game. Beautiful passing from the Bobcats. Tic-tac-toe, and Hollum makes it 2-0.
I knew as soon as that ball got off his foot, he had a wide open shot. Just absolute great placement by Hollum for his second of the day.
All the Bobcats had moved up towards the 6-yard line. The Peacocks were holding their line. The pass went all the way across. Hollum unmarked, and he's got 2 to make it 2-0 Quinnipiac. The 63-57 mark here in the second half. Quinnipiac adding some insurance as they are approaching their first conference win of the season.
This team has just been so synergized the entire game. Just great passing, great chemistry, and they capitalized right there.
St. Peter's wanted to play fast. The Bobcats said, okay, we'll play fast, and they did just that to get the second goal. Now St. Peter's, staring at a 2-0 deficit, will look to answer. They try to send it deep. Strel played it back to Davis, and he tried to look ahead. Played down by Matoba, back to Cardona. Now you see 2 Peacocks. To each Bobcats defender pressuring the ball.
They're going to keep going.
They get up to Ristolsons. He looks ahead. Now it's Tella. He plays to Ristolsons. Ristolsons enters the box. Tries to drop it off to Mullen.
Great challenge right there.
O'Garo kept it away. Etienne knocked it away. Now Ristolsons tries to enter on the box. Mullen up to Ferreira. Ferreira in and out. Got by Holt. But a good job keeping it away by the Peacocks. Clean tackle there. Nothing. Great slide tackle by Ferreira. He's letting McCarlane hear it. That was clean and a great play to keep the Bobcats with possession. Moen to Ristolsons, right back and forth. Now Matoba has it. Bobcats going backwards. Ferreira back to Pinto.
Let's just draw some time here.
Switching fields. Ost up to Sigurd Johnson. Now it's Carlson. Carlson holds, waits, now moves in. Tries to play it across. Too far for Tella, too short for Hollum. Peacocks will clear. They try to go on the near touchline now. It's Robin Moore. Moore gets by Carlson. 2 hands in the back, and I think this one is going to be a card.
Yep,
referee reaches into the pocket, and there's the first yellow of the game. Carlson right in clear view. 2-hand shove on Muir, and he's going to be the first one to receive a yellow card. Any card in the contest, 65-36, gone.
And both these teams not afraid to draw some plastic out of the refs. They have both had 18 cards drawn on them over the season.
It'll be Holt taking the free kick. Referee walks with Moen as well as Sigurd Johnson to set them up. They face the ball. Best chance of the second half here for the Peacocks. Holt, kick goes in. It is deflected onto the foot of a Peacock. That shot goes wide. McCarlane got his left boot on it, but curled it the wrong way. Cardona didn't have to do anything but watch out of bounds for the goal kick.
Yeah, and so that is the 22nd yellow card on the season. I was mistaken. 22 cards through 9 games. Oh, they got to play smarter.
22 yellow cards. 24 total cards.
Yep.
Red card to Miller, as you mentioned in the first half when he came on. Missed the Marist game, the MAAC openers. Now a deep ball looking for Hollum. Won't connect. Conrad will grab that one and roll it over to Davison. But head coach Eric DaCosta also missed that game with a red card.
Yes.
He was arguing a foul called in the game prior against Long Island University. It'll be a throw on the near sideline for O'Garo. Referee telling him to back things up. Officials not wanting any extracurricular. They've been in control of this game since the beginning.
Very well so.
Now the Peacocks go the other way. Holt controlled it down, knocked it over to Muir.
Great slide tackle.
Muir. Diving or sliding attempt there by Ost to knock it away. It'll be a corner kick on the near side now. First time we'll see the Peacocks work in this set. It's Holt taking it. Graduate forward from London, England. His left arm's up. He's ready to go. Sends it. Curls it in. Near post. Not even close. Holland was the only one there. Second ball to Ferreira. He'll head it ahead. Sigurd Johnson. He floors it ahead. But a good return recovery by McErlane to keep it away. If he got by him, he would have been all alone with Conrad. Now they go the other way. O'Garo has it. Delayed offside called. Would have been a 2-on-1 with O'Garo and Holt.
And the calls have just not been going the Peacocks' way.
Good job forcing him offsides was Ost as well as Pinto in that back line. And now the trio of substitutes for the Bobcats. Seguro and Miller, the two captains, enter. It'll be Carlson, Ferreira, and Rysdalsness heading off. The third new Bobcat entering. Will be Flavio De Palma, the junior defenseman out of Italy. Now a ball into the box. That one, Conrad had to fire it off of Hollum and out of bounds. Fortunate the deflection went high.
Absolutely.
Could have been a hat trick, an accidental hat trick. On the goal kick, plays it over to O'Garo on the near touchline. That one sending the bench. Goes right off to Palma, freshly entering the game. Peacocks will get a throw. The athletics worker was trying to give a ball to O'Garo. He wasn't paying attention. Had to wait for his teammate to go retrieve the one that went out of bounds. Throw in. Bobcats now get possession back. Sent deep ahead by Roford. Seguro will knock it down to Miller. He tries to slow things down. Holt applying pressure to him. Miller back to Matoba, in and out. Sent Holt the wrong way. Good job there by the defender to fake out Holt. Now the Bobcats will get a chance. They've got numbers going the opposite side. It's Moen. See him use his speed. He puts on the brakes. Now we'll play it back to Miller, to De Palma. He switches fields to Seguro. Seguro give and go with Tella, broken up by O'Garo. Great play.
Oh, and poked in the eye.
Arm got up on Tella, no call. Bobcats get possession back. Tella said something, the referee went right back on offense, but that pass too far for Sigurd Johnson.
We got an injured player right here.
There's a Peacock on the ground, another one I didn't see.
It looks like Rumford again.
Was on his back, now he's sitting up. He's telling the ref he's bringing the trainer out. Now O'Garo's going to take a seat. Maybe just catching his breath, but trainer's going to go out to check on Rutherford. Tosses some water over.
That's a great toss right there.
To O'Garo. I think O'Garo.
Form.
He's been the one that usually is going over to the Peacocks bench to grab some water during these breaks in the action. If you're just joining us, 2-0 Quinnipiac ahead of St. Peter's. 2 goals from William Hollum, 1 in the first half, 1 in the second half. First one came 10 minutes, 12 seconds into the contest, an assist to Sivert Rysdalsness. And then 63-57 mark. Hollum gets his second, pass across from Carlson. Sivert Rysdalsness getting the secondary assist. 2 goals for the Bobcats. Still no scoring for St. Peter's. If you're just joining us, I'm Zach Naffah, joined by Luke Goldberg. MAAC soccer action here on the Quinnipiac Bobcats Sports Network. Hope to see the competitive final 20 minutes here.
Absolutely.
Rumford makes his way towards the bench. Couple Peacocks getting loose.
Yeah, it looks like a sub will be coming in.
Those of you listening through the Bobcat Game Day coverage, thanks to Q30 TV, Q30 Sports, welcome you as well here to Quinnipiac Soccer and Lacrosse Stadium. It still doesn't feel like fall yet.
No, absolutely not.
If you were wondering, listening from home.
But this breeze is
nice.
nice.
This breeze
right
does feel nice. I was just about to say, feels a little closer to 60s and 70s. Might have been 80 when we were walking over.
Oh, yeah, that was a toasty one.
A trio of substitutes.
McCreary will come in for the injured Rumford.
It'll be McCreary for Rutherford, Dunn in for Holt, and Koval in for Somov. Dunn had started the game, started the second half on the bench, and play is underway. We've reached the 70-minute mark. 20 minutes left to go here in Hamden. Peacocks try to go deep. Bobcats try to get it back the other way. O'Gara flying in, knocks it down, but Mullen's able to win the ball. Davison gets it back, though, to Conrad. Sends it forward. Hollum bracketing Peacock with the Palma. And a jersey tug called on the Peacocks. So Bobcats will get possession. Foul called there on Koval, just entering the game. The first-year midfielder out of Stockholm, Sweden. Bobcats try to play down the touchline.
Don't know if that would have been off or not.
Seguro is looking for Tella. Ball's up on De Palma. He works it away from two Peacocks. Seguro back to De Palma, now to Miller. He turns around, plays it back to the back line.
They're going to look to run some clock right here.
Oust will play it all the way back to Cardona. Cardona to Matoba, plays it through the air. Matoba settles it down. Works past the forward, back to Pinto. His pass ahead to Hollum a little too far. Davison settles it down for the Peacocks. They regather themselves. Try to get by Mo, and he'll send that one out of bounds. Throw in for McCarlane and the Peacocks. Be Daryl Etienne taking the throw. Ahead to Strell. Strell, two Bobcats on him, forced to give it up. All the way back now to O'Garo. O'Garo to McCreary. Tries to play it ahead. Knocked away by Tella. Seguro takes it away with Miller. Miller ahead, gets by three Peacocks to Seguro. Seguro has Hollum and Moen. Moves towards midfield to Hollum. He's in the box. That one's going to be called offsides.
They're going to move quick for here.
Not even getting set. They just wanted to go quick. Strell working against Oast. Ball goes out of play. No deflection. It'll be a Bobcats throw-in. St. Peter's can't seem to find the deep ball. Trying to get Strell in space. It's the other number 7 who's made his mark today. William Hollum for the Bobcats. 2 goals. Strell held scoreless, as well as his Peacocks teammates. And now it's Seguro. Back to De Palma. De Palma moving forward. Gets by one defender. Tries to get it through to Sigurd Johnson. Good job there by Davison to step in front. Peacocks try to go the other way. Seguro came up short. Now with some speed goes Muir. Muir, great tackle by Miller. Miller goes down. No call on Muir. Muir goes down. That'll be called on De Palma. Foul called there. Free kick for the Peacocks. Reach of the pocket. I think he was making sure De Palma know if he kept hearing stuff from him or if he kept standing in front of the ball and not going back 10 yards.
Too long until a card is distributed.
Saw one card. That one out to, I believe, Carlson about 10 minutes ago. Now, Peacocks get set. Ball sent in, headed away by Hollum. Second opportunity, Bike sent wide to the right of Cardona.
What a goal that would have been.
So McCarlane trying to get it. Couldn't get it on goal, and now it'll be another substitution. Omre Etienne, and for his cousin Daryl.
Oh, they're cousins.
Etienne, they're first cousins.
Oh, wow.
Omre, the older cousin, the senior defender, replacing Daryl, the sophomore midfielder, but he'd been playing more in that defensive back role today. Cardona sends it forward. Ball still loose at midfield, sent forward by the Peacocks. Pinto tries to settle it down. There's Muir trying to look ahead for Strell. Good job by Pinto. Moen goes down on the tackle.
Too much of the body right there.
Too much contact there by Garvey. Free kick for the Bobcats. Yellow card.
And Seguro will come back into the game.
Staying in the pocket is now Seguro.
Or Sigurd Johnson.
Seguro on, Sigurd Johnson off.
Long ball to Matoba.
He settles it down, plays it ahead. Balbino plays across, looking for Hollum, couldn't connect. Cleared out by the Peacocks.
I can tell you, Hollum wants that third goal right there.
Seguro ahead to Miller. It's Balbino that entered for Sigurd Johnson. Barring the mistake. He's got the ball now. Plays it in the middle to Miller. Miller, good find there.
Cut.
All in, on alone. Sliding stop by Conrad to keep it away from Moen.
Great save right there.
And now a dangerous rollout. Looking for Curtis Dunn. In flying was Miller. Arguing that it was deflected off and should be a corner. Referees disagree. It'll be a goal kick. But a dangerous 2 plays there for the Peacocks, already trailing by 2. Peacocks spending a lot of time in their own end. Need to muster something up on offense as they look to salvage a point here, trailing 2-0.
Yeah, that will be a penalty. Pushed him right before the ball hit. It will be the penalty.
Called on
Seguro.
Called on.
Palma.
I think it was Miller, as he's the one.
Oh, well, I was wrong
conversation with the referee. It's hard when they just keep running by.
Exactly.
His arms into the back of Koval. Free kick now. Koval will take it and just play it across to Omer Etienne. He'll send it towards the box, looking for Strel.
Cardona is there.
It was O'Garo there. Got mossed by Cardona. Snatched that one out of the air. Now we'll roll it out. Ost will send it deep, looking for Hollum. Tried to O'Garo argue that he was offsides. They don't think he realized Davison had been so far ahead. Now he'll play it ahead, looking for Balbino. Conrad, good job being alert and stepping up to grab that one. Now he'll roll it ahead. That one turned over by the Peacocks. Seguro intercepting the pass. See the footwork? He just kind of shrugs. Nobody wanted to challenge him. He just held the ball. Now plays it back to Miller.
Dunn was not happy there.
Miller doing the same thing with Seguro. Gets it out of harm's way to Pinto. They'll switch fields for the Bobcats. Moen back to Pinto. A lot of pressure there from Strel, but Pinto kept his cool. Plays it over to Cardona. Miller back and forth with the Palma. Now it's Ost. One touch back and forth. Multiple Bobcats getting involved. Now ends up with Ost. Looking ahead, Hollum. He's getting grabbed by O'Garo. No call. Now it's Miller. Heads it away. One touch, O'Garo will let it roll. Saves it from going out right by the corner flag. Might have been a throw-in. Peacocks don't really want to throw it in right by their corner flag.
And Miller is down.
Not what you want to see for the Bobcats. It's now
Especially
St.
from the
Peters
captain.
goes the other way. Miller now at least sitting up. The Bobcats doing a good job to keep St. Peters outside the 18 for now. But now they look to go in deep. Strel bumped off the ball.
Miller back on his back.
Pinto
Definitely
sends
in
it
a lot of
forward.
pain.
And now the referee will stop play. 78-33 on the clock. Miller sitting up, holding that left hamstring area. It looks like McCreary was arguing that shouldn't have stopped the play. Here the officials say, I'm the referee. Peacocks had a chance with an advantage on the initial attempt. The ball went out towards midfield. That's when it blew the play dead. See Seguro and Tella move over to the Bobcats bench to get some water. Trainer out checking on Miller. Miller, senior midfielder out of Leominster, Massachusetts, one of the captains with Seguro.
Made some great plays today.
Talked about it earlier. Has only appeared in 3 games, 1 start. A few of those games missed due to injury. Another, the MAAC opener, due to a red card the game prior against LIU. Missed the game against Marist. Sorely missed in a 5-2 loss to the Red Foxes. A leader, a playmaker, very good at sending a ball through and setting up
Absolutely. We've
his
seen
teammates.
a few of those today. He'll
Keeps
bobble
his
off.
composure. Was a first year. Got valuable experience on that MAAC championship team, playing behind the likes of Brogosson, David Bercedo. Miller played in 15 games that year, just 344 minutes, didn't receive a start, but did have 2 assists, 8 shots on goal.
And Lim will come in as well as Saputo.
So Joey Saputo Jr. will get into the game for the first time. Hollum will come off. Lim enters for the first time here in the second half. So Miller and Hollum exit for the final 11 minutes and roughly 25 seconds of the contest. Peacocks have the ball. Switch fields. Try to play it ahead. Lim there. Snuff it out. Send it back deep for the Bobcats. O'Gara working against Saputo. Some fresh legs for the Bobcats. He'll apply some pressure. Plays it ahead to Omar Etienne. Acrobatic job settling the ball just to keep it in bounds and kept it away from Balbino. They play it back to Conrad. Conrad across the field to O'Gara. O'Gara up to McCreary. McCreary trying to look ahead. Now Strell with it. Strell goes down, got it a forward. Now the ball through to McCreary. McCreary working against Seguro. Knocked away. Good job there by Seguro. He's listed as a midfielder, but he's excellent on the defensive side.
We'll have a corner kick right here.
It was Muir, working against Seguro there. Knocked away, and now it'll be Leo Koval taking the corner. Final 10 minutes of the contest, 2-0 Bobcats lead. Corner sent in by Koval. Curling, headed away by Pinto. Second ball.
Great defensive effort.
Good job by Moen to keep it away from the Peacocks. Conrad plays it up ahead to Dunn.
That'll be the Bobcats' ball.
Koval was out of bounds. Throw in for Quinnipiac. Quinnipiac has had multiple chances, and it's converted on 2, both by William Hollum. First in the first half, second here in the second half.
They'll call that penalty on Saputo. Looked like Dunn hit the ground hard.
On the throw-in. So St. Peter's trailing by 2, looking to get back into the contest. They'll go deep, looking for Strell. He heads it down, but again, that second man marking him, this time it was Seguro, knocks it away. Gets the ball back, plays it ahead, looking for Saputo. He'll head it down, keep it in bounds. Tella.
Great control by Lim.
Lim has it. Tella on his right. Holds off there. A little spin move, keep the ball away. Good job keeping it from Dunn. Now plays it deep. Saputo trying to work past O'Gara. Legs get caught up. O'Gara goes down. Foul called, no card. O'Gara gets right back up. Plays it over to Davison. Urgency starting to ramp up for St. Peter's. You see Tella stepping in. Bobcats content just keep sending the ball to the sideline and out of play and waste some time.
8.5 minutes to go. They got to turn it up quick.
Another throw for St. Peter's. This time by McCreary. Can't get it by Tella. Second ball taken by DePalma. He looks to get a through ball. Found Balbino. Heavy touch. Etienne knocked it away. Ball played up ahead. Peacocks snuffed out again. João Pinto sends it deep. Davison heads it down. Bobcats, even with a 2-goal lead, aggressive in the midfield, forcing the Peacocks to make mistakes. But here they go. McCreary, ball's into the box. Good job staying in front of Strell. Was Ost, and Strell looking very upset. A lot of miscommunication. Hasn't done much. Very few chances for him.
Ooh.
Now penalty
Saputo
called.
Trying to avoid the foul. Trying to keep the hands up.
On the Bobcats. Head referee making the call. O'Garo sends it deep. Missed touch there. Muir now working against Seguro as the Bobcats almost put it in harm's way. Ost will send it towards the midfield line. O'Garo working against Saputo. Saputo doing a good job on the box out of bounds. Bobcats will get the throw. Saputo faked it, dropped it, left it for Lim. Referee tells Lim to back it up. Referee, referring to Seguro by his first name, tells Drew to back it up.
I didn't know they were on a first-name basis.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Me neither.
But that was loud and clear. Drew, back it up. There are 2 Drews for the Bobcats. Andrew Montesarin.
I mean, you see that
goes
on
by
the professional level that's rotating referees. You'll see the personalization, but not at the college level. There's a lot of refs. They know each other well.
St. Peter's getting the ball back. Tries to go on offense.
Great play.
Leaping attempt by Ost to knock down the through ball. That ball deflected out of play, and it will be a Bobcats throw on their own side.
That was a great defensive play by Scheinbeck. He's been kind of quiet today, but great play there. Stop any forward progress.
That one throwing hard collision between O'Garo and Saputo. Ball goes out of bounds. Bobcats end once again.
Ever since Saputo's come in, those two have been attached at the hip. You'll see it again right here.
They keep targeting it. Saputo and O'Garo back and forth. O'Garo came out on top on that one.
And it looks like O'Gara's walking a little gingerly right now.
He has been a force on the defensive side. The score sheet might not tell you with it reading 2-0, but he's kept it from being more.
Absolutely.
Peacocks
5-0 without him.
Ramping up the offense. O'Garo now gets the touchback. Enters over the midfield line. Crosses it in deep. Too far ahead of McCurlane.
And they'll let that one go, take their time with it.
O'Garo doesn't look like he's right. Hands on the hips. Stretching down. O'Garo.
Time, check on him.
Has played in 80 of the 85 minutes so far in this contest. Third most minutes for St. Peter's players not named Conrad, the goalkeeper, playing the entire game, Moritz Conrad. Referee not allowing Montesarin to get on the field. And the clock is not rolling from the scoreboard operator. The referee's watch will be the one to go off of. Now they're going to have to get it set. Play had resumed. It'll be a throw in the Peacocks' end. Montesarin will now get to enter. He'll come in for Frederick Moen. So Moen will depart.
They'll fix the clock.
It was 84:57 at the last stoppage. I believe the referee said 85:16. So
There it
about
is.
19 seconds
good
go
call
by.
right there.
That's 4:45 remaining here in the second half. St. Peter's, the Peacocks trailing Quinnipiac Bobcats 2-0 here from the Quinnipiac Soccer and Lacrosse Stadium in Hamden, Connecticut, beneath the sleeping giant. William Hollum, goal in the first and second half. The lone scorer, Sivert Risdalson's 2 assists. Carlson got an assist on the second one, the primary assist at that. Thank you for joining us here.
Don't believe they're going to be able to muster out 3 goals in 5 minutes, but they'll see if they can get 2 goals, get a point.
Zach Naffah joined by Luke Goldberg. Listen to us through QBSN, the Quinnipiac Bobcat Sports Network, at theqbsn.com/listen, as well as those of you joining us through the Q30 TV Bobcat Game Day coverage, q30tv.com/watch. You won't want to miss the post-game show after the game ends. But for now, final 3+. Belbino enters the box for the Bobcats. A shot on by Lim, deflected. Diving play by Conrad to cover things up. Referee blows the whistle. So now they'll stop the clock.
Time.
Saputo arguing he was just trying to make a play on the ball. And the ref just told him he's going to give him a yellow card the next time he does that.
Very loud. What?
I will say, I do appreciate being able to hear the referees and the officials, so I know what the call is. Because sometimes they don't make the hand signals; they just let the players hear it.
Then you just make you look silly.
Don't like to play the guessing game. This officiating crew making it very apparent what the call is. Play back underway. Saputo gets the ball as the Bobcats controlled the free kick. Tell up to Montessarin. It'll go off of Montessarin, the sophomore.
Right around 3 minutes to play.
Peacocks throw it in. Sent down by McCreary. The only player there is Ost. He'll wait. Plays it away from Strell up down the sideline. Now it's Saputo with it. He'll look ahead. Montessarin, is he offsides? He is. Almost timed the run perfectly. Would have been all alone on Conrad.
They got to move quick.
And I think that St. Peter's might have thought the clock had stopped. They're just going now, but they had taken their time getting ready to go. Just over 2.5 remaining. O'Gara with it. Near side. Plays it up. Now it's a cross. They'll play deep to Strell. Strell.
Once again, still not being able to get it.
Double teamed. He goes down. They call a foul on Seguro. He was shocked, but gets right back up, goes back. Don't want to risk the yellow card here.
No, you do not.
2:15. St. Peter's down by 2. They need 1 to even think about having a chance. It's Koval on the free kick.
And what a chance this is to get on the board.
Strell all alone. He's unmarked currently. Now they'll get Seguro there. Ball goes in. Far corner. Cardona gets his hands on it. Loose in front. Now he'll dive on it. O'Gara wasn't ready. Ball was loose in front of him. Cardona smartly just lays down, telling the Bobcats to push up. Now he puts the ball on the ground. Referee can't tell him he's got wasting time.
It looked like they had Davidson right there, but great job by Cardona just cutting him off.
Final minute 30. Ball sent back in. Now a chance here for the Peacocks. Cardona runs in and sends it away. Great instincts there. Muir would have been all alone. Now the Bobcats go the other way. Montessarin almost had a chance. Etienne had to head it back to Conrad.
They will
Difference
play it
is,
back.
Bobcats are up 2 goals.
Absolutely.
Now they're in waste time mode. Minute 15. Cardona gets some pressure from O'Gara. He'll send it deep. Headed down by McCreary. But Balbino comes away with possession. He'll look to play ahead. Slows it down.
Could this be the dagger right here?
Drops to Saputo. Minute remaining in the second half. Saputo holds it into the corner. He's double teamed. Goes down. He's tugged down. A little back and forth. Now he's tugging. That's going to be a card. Referee stops it. He reaches in the pocket, and that's a yellow. It's going to be on both of them. Saputo gets one. McCreary gets one.
And
Back
St.
and
Peter's
forth.
continues to go the game without drawing a card.
They
had it. They had it.
I wasn't going to say anything. 46 seconds away from
I was
going to
say at the end of the game, although they couldn't get on the board, at least they didn't have a card. But
back and forth there from McCreary and Saputo. Both will get yellows. 46 seconds. St. Peter's needs 2. They've got all 10 up. Conrad will take the free kick inside the 18, but outside on the corner. They need to score in the next at least 30 seconds or so to even have a chance at salvaging a point. Kick goes in. Headed forwards. Played loose. Now it's Muir. He'll turn. Plays it to Koval. Koval back to McCreary. McCreary.
They got to hurry.
To Dunn. Dunn tries to get in the box. Seguro plays it over his head. Final 30 seconds. Gets it to Tella. Tella juggles it in the air. Now it's Koval. Koval to Garvey. Garvey gets it down inside the box to Etienne. Matoba snuffs it out. Sends it back towards midfield. The Bobcats are going to end this game with the win. Montessarin has it. He's just down the far sideline, sprinting with the ball. Sends it towards the keeper into the box. Conrad is going to boot this one forward, but that's going to do it. The final whistle blows. The Bobcats secure their first conference win of the season, third win at home. Back-to-back shutouts for the Bobcats and goalkeeper Nicholas Cardona. They take this one 2-0 the final over the Peacocks.
What a great game, offensively, defensively, and the goal. All around, great game. I do have to applaud that defensive strategy. you knew Strel's talents coming into the game, and they just did such a good job containing him. We barely had to say his name.
Strel was bracketed the entire way, entered the game with 7 goals, 14 points, exits the game the same way, but his teammates couldn't get anything going either. Taking a look at the team stats, 2 goals on 3 assists for the Bobcats, 16 shots, 8 on goal. St. Peter's 5 total shots, only 1 of them on goal. Both teams 3 corners. Physical game, 15 fouls on Quinnipiac, 14 on St. Peter's. 2 yellow cards to the Bobcats, 1 to St. Peter's. But the Bobcats get a much-needed win, their first of the conference season thus far. That'll put them to 1-1. Luke, obviously Hollum got those 2 goals, but that defensive effort might have defined that game.
Yes.
Who do you think would be your star on the back line? Or is it just a full team effort there?
I mean, I would like to say Manitoba, but that was a full team effort, keeping the entire offense of the Peacocks contained. I do have to applaud O'Gara for playing great defensively the entire game. But yeah, this is a team effort. Great win for the Bobcats.
Okay, sounds good there, Luke. And then just looking at the schedule ahead. Bobcats 2-5-1. They move to 3-5-1 overall, 1-1 in conference play. Their next contest, Wednesday, October 1st, at home at Sacred Heart.
That's a good
kickoff
Sacred Heart
scheduled for 3 p.m. On the St. Peter side, the Peacocks, they fall to 0-2 in conference play. They fell to the Sacred Heart Pioneers 2-1 on home turf on September 20th for their first MAAC loss of the season. They will head to Iona to face the Gales, 1 p.m. kickoff, New Rochelle, New York.
I think I got the Peacocks in that one.
Taking the Peacocks over Iona.
I do. I think they'll bounce back. I think they can find a good talent. I think get more rhythm. They're kind of still feeling out the MAAC play. This will be a good game.
Bobcats started conference play last year 1-0, ended up being 1-4 through the first 5, found their footing at 4-4. A great job there, though, getting back to 500 early, defending the home turf. First home conference game of the year, first home win for the Bobcats. That's going to do it here for us on QBSN. Quinnipiac Bobcats, the men's soccer team, taking down the St. Peter's Peacocks by a final score of 2-0. William Hollum, 2 goals, his second and third of the season, the difference in this one. We thank you for joining us through QBSN at theqbsn.com/listen, as well as our Bobcat Game Day coverage with Q30 TV and Q30 Sports. But don't go anywhere. We'll be back for the post-game show at Q30TV.com/watch after a short commercial break. 2-0 the final here from Hamden. Thank you again for joining us with QBSN.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Everyone deserves to live a full life. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/act now.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing that keeps us focused. A habit we never skip to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game, to drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health? Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health. Discover the resources you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Can't believe you're doing this alone.
I've done it before.
I remember. You threw your back out. How you holding up?
Hand me that board.
Nothing wrong with getting help.
I'm good.
I did it when Felicia left.
I'll figure it out.
I know you will, but you don't have to do it alone. That's all I'm saying.
If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence?
Now you need my help.
It can be a real pain sometimes, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Welcome back into Studio 125 for the postgame show. I'm Zach Stokinger alongside Brittney Bronleben, Rose Carrotta, and Brady Mullen. Quinnipiac took down the Peacocks 2-0 today, and it was an exciting match. Now, guys, what are your initial thoughts on the end of this game?
I would love to start off for this one, and Brittney, I'm going to look right at you when I answer this one. Nicholas Cardona, 2 clean sheets in a row. My thoughts there.
That's it? Wow. All right. Well, I have to give it to you there, too. I said that they should start Cardona since he played well in their last couple matchups, and I think he did a great job today. I think they should keep going with him until something gets off. But I think that the Bobcats did a great job in the second half, just really locking down. They gave St. Peter's practically no chances. And I want to say, Siebert Ristolznes had 2 assists, so he's on track to hit that over. So I just wanted to bring that up.
I'm still going to stick with the under. I'm confident in my ability.
Sure,
St. Peter's I was expecting versus St. Peter's he was going to get some points, but once they start playing the better teams, because as I said, and you guys were wrong on that too, they're going to finish low in the MAAC. You guys said middle. No, wrong. They're going to be low in the MAAC, so this isn't. I expected Siebert to definitely produce today, but please.
Yeah. Well, for my second half reactions, I just think both teams kind of just played okay. Like, I wasn't impressed with anything. Nothing stood out to me like, wow, this was beautiful soccer. It just went through the motions. Both teams played great defense. Offense really struggling. We saw less opportunities in the box for both teams. Quinnipiac only had 3 shots on goal in the second half. That's not good really offensively. Yes, they did get the extra goal,
Not
but
good.
It just wasn't overall a great performance.
Gets worse for St. Peter's, though. They had 0. So they only had 1 shot on goal the entire game. And we've talked, I sound like a broken record. We've talked about it all day. I don't know what they need to do, whether it's just toss all the first years in to help out. But just try anything new and different, because what they're doing now is not working whatsoever.
It's a bit of a rough rebuild.
And the numbers, your numbers, girl, it's not showing.
It's not showing. Especially Tim Streel got pretty much shut down today from that back line from Quinnipiac. I mean, I don't know how you can improve moving forward. The MAAC, a lot of the teams are closer together, but I mean, not a great performance. 2-0. Zil. I mean, it's
nil, zilch, whatever you prefer.
It's pretty much the same thing. But now we have everybody's thoughts all together. Let's take a look from the highlights from the game. Roll that tape. First half action now. Quinnipiac taking on St. Peter's. As mentioned before, Nicholas Cardona gets his second straight start today. First half action, let's head to the 7th minute. Quinnipiac's Francisco Ferreira will send a free kick in on net, but it is cleared by a Peacocks defender. Later, Ferreira finds William Hollum. Hollum gets it over, and it's knocked down by Maurice Conrad of St. Peter's. Later, Siebert Ristolznes finds Sexton Carlson. Sexton Carlson drives down. He fires. Ball is loose. Siebert tries to get it, but the ball is cleared away. Again, later, Ristolznes. Ball's deflected, but it's William Hollum. Hollum finds the back of the net. It's 1-0 Bobcats. Hollum finds the camera, and he celebrates with Yao Pinto. Bobcats take the lead early. Later in the first half, Sindri Seeger Johnson finds Drew Seguro. Seguro down the wing. Ball bounces off the post. Let's head to the second half. Later, we're going to have Carlson will cross the ball. Maurice Conrad finds it. Adam Holt, free kick into the box. Streel, but Cardona makes the leaping routine save. Again, off the corner, ball flies in. Streel heads it away, but just a couple seconds later, we find Carlson down the wing, driving near side. Finds William Hollum. Hollum secures the brace. It's 2-0 Bobcats in the second half. Quinnipiac firmly in the lead now. Later, Carlson again down the near side wing. Carlson gets it to Hollum, finds Frederick Moen, back to Hollum. It's denied by Conrad. A free kick for St. Peter's. Holtz fires it in. Ball's deflected. Connell McErlin sends the ball wide left. Later, Frederick Moen's got a chance, but it's Conrad with the leg save. Bobcats go on to win 2-0. William Hollum collects 2 goals on the game, and Nicholas Cardona secures the second clean sheet for the Bobcats this season. Well, let's get into a little bit debate now. Which player from today's matchup stood out for you guys the most? Brady, we'll start with you.
I'm going to shock you guys here because you know I'm on the Cardona train, but I'm going to go with Taiga Maitoba today. Absolutely locked down Streel today. He had 1 shot on goal all game. It's like he wasn't even on the pitch, guys. Taiga Maitoba, player of the game, no doubt about it. And I'm not even going to take your answers into consideration.
I don't know how you couldn't take my answer into consideration when my player is William Hollum, who had the 2 goals that won today's game. I had him on my sheet for who was going to get on the score sheet earlier, and I am very happy with his production. He had 5 shots this game, 4 on goal. That ratio is beautiful. He capitalized on St. Peter's slowing down. It was a goal in the first, goal in the second, real nice consistency there. I was just really happy with his standout performance today. I knew he was going to bring something.
I was kind of thinking more outside the box. You guys are kind of more in the box. I have to go with St. Peter's goalkeeper, Mortiz Conrad. I think he was kind of a difference maker in today's game. He saved 6 shots. He faced 17, only allowing 2 goals. I think if he wasn't a net, it could have been a different outcome, and I really think he was the reason why this game was so close.
I love the unique perspective on this one, and I think that unfortunately his game does go unnoticed today because of the 2-0 loss. So I think St. Peter's has the answer there. The other 9 on the pitch, not a clue.
This could have easily been a 4-0 game, and it's a shame that a goaltender like that didn't have an offense to support him.
All right, well, we are going to need a quick break here at the desk, but when we come back, we will have some more debate and look around the MAAC. Stay tuned.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Oh, right. Look at you taking the stairs. Who are you?
We're your lungs. We are proud of you for quitting smoking, but you still may be at risk for lung cancer.
A routine cancer scan can detect it early when it's more curable. Good to know. Well, I gotta go somewhere.
So do we.
Listen to your lungs. Get a routine screening that could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Welcome back to Bobcat Game Day. Before we take a look around the MAAC, let's wrap up our thoughts on Quinnipiac. Now that the Bobcats secure their first MAAC win on the season, and they're on a 2-game winning streak now, where does Quinnipiac go from here? Brady, what do you think?
Well, no, I know I just lost some credibility because I was missing a player when I was talking about the last
That's
question.
how good their defense
There are
was.
11 on the pitch.
That's how good their defense
They
was.
took Streel out of the picture completely, so I just assumed that they
at
only
that
played
point.
with 9. But anyway, what's next for Quinnipiac? I think you change nothing. Look, you have 2 great wins over a good New Haven team, and maybe not a great St. Peter's team, but you showed that you can get shots on goal. They just got to capitalize on those opportunities a little bit more. So if I had to nitpick and pick one thing, it would just be finding ways to capitalize on those opportunities for more. Maybe not forcing a pass here and there, but just letting things come to you guys instead of trying to go get them sometimes. But I think overall they played a fantastic game. As we said, the second was a little rough, but stick with the system. I'm a system guy, and hopefully Coach DaCosta agrees.
I think that Holland played a great game, and we saw drive from a lot of other midfielders and forwards. I mean, Moen had a great chance close to the end of the match there. And I honestly think if you keep up the pressure, I think they've been doing a really good job of keep staying in their offensive third. And Cardona as well. That's what I had. I think you should. I think I gotta give it to you. Stick with him. I think he played a great match. They're playing Shoe on Wednesday, so that might be a little bit of a difficult matchup. But other than that, I think stick with the system, keep pressure. That's all you need.
Thankfully, the scarf giveaway, by the way, was
scarf
today,
giveaway,
as we
yes.
mentioned, and they won't be playing Quinnipiac at home.
I'm going to have to agree with both you guys. You guys had great points, but Alex Miller, the captain, left the game due to injury. And it's going to be interesting to see who steps up against Shu as that leadership role, because he's the captain, and now we don't know where it's going to be. But if he gets injured, we need someone else to step up. And do you guys have any players you think could step up?
Benjamin Telle, I'm going to stick with him, by the way. I said him in the pregame, did he do much today? No, but he's still a guy to look out for. He's an impact player when he gets good minutes. And I think that while he wasn't on the stat sheet today, I still think he had a great game out there today with the minutes he was given. And back to your point of like the goal scorers, we had Holmes score today. I think they have a lot of versatility on the bench and the starters, so I don't think the Bobcats, obviously you don't want to lose that captain, but he's coming off a 1-game suspension. So they've already played without him before and they did very well. So I think the Bobcats will be in a good spot no matter
Earlier we were just talking about the over-under for the team, points and goals and stuff like that. And,
No hammer.
No hammer.
And you know what? I have to say, if they keep having players like Mullen and Holland step up and get those points, I could honestly see that tally going up. So things like that, I think those kinds of players are who we should be looking out for.
Now, Brady, before we wrap up and we head over to the rest of the MAAC, I mean, do you think Cardona's going to get the next start? Because I personally think Cardona's going to start next
100%, no doubt about it in my mind. Only clean sheets for the team this year, and they're back-to-back in his only 2 starts. There's no other answer than Cardona.
I have to agree there. But now we're going to take a look around the MAAC, starting with Iona versus Canisius. That game is tied at 1 at the half. Between Fairfield and Siena, Siena has the 1-0 lead in the second half. Plus, 3 other games have just kicked off, and unfortunately, that is all the time we have for live coverage of the game today. Thank you so much to everyone working hard behind the scenes to make this show come to life. Make sure to stay up to date on all things Quinnipiac sports on X at Q30 Sports and QBSN. And head to our websites at Q30TV.com and theQBSN.com. For Brittney Bronleben, Rose Carrotta, and the illustrious Brady Mullen, I'm Zach Stokinger. From everyone at Q30 and QBSN, have a great rest of your weekend. Good evening, Bobcats.